Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Doomsday Game. Opening Awakening SSS Level Anti-Armor. Chapter 81. And the other three reached level 20, and also unlocked the ability to enter the arena anytime, anywhere. A level 21 mage player appeared opposite Zhang Wen, and Zhang Wen used the S-level bone mound skill. The soil under the sorcerer's feet cracked, and bone claws stretched out, quickly crawling all over his body. These bone claws were pieced together to form something similar to a barren mound, only the head and arms of the mage player were exposed. So it's used like this, Zhang Wen said to himself. The S-level bone mound does no damage at all, it is a pure range control skill, and as the skill level increases, the range of control will continue to increase. Bone mounds have durability. Before the durability is emptied, the target will always be imprisoned inside the bone mound and will never disappear. And Zhang Wen himself can attack the target's head. The durability of S-level bone mounds is very high. Once some players with weak attack power are restrained, don't think about breaking these bone mounds by themselves. They will be imprisoned forever live. And the bone mound is also a friendly unit, which can add Yunning's Blood Volume Halo and Blood Recovery Halo. This bone mound can slightly restrict Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan is invincible now, so he can only choose to seal Zhao Yuan. Of course, Zhao Yuan's Sanction Windbreaker can burn these bone mounds very quickly, and the time limit cannot be too long. Zhang Wen left the mage on the opposite side aside, thinking about what tactics to use next time he fought Zhao Yuan. No, Zhao Yuan has no solution. Even if I activate the Bone Demon Possession, I can only slightly break through his current defense. The mage on the opposite side kept using spells to bombard the bone mound that imprisoned him, only to realize that the durability of the bone mound was terrifyingly high. He simply chose to surrender and no longer be humiliated by Zhang Wen. And Shu Yushan summoned an SS-class mechanical tank on the second-tier arena, and used the S-class transformation and upgrade. Battle information. The mechanical tank has been upgraded successfully. The loading speed of the main gun is reduced by 1 second, and the armor of the tank is increased by 20%. This is only the transformation and upgrading effect of level 1. After the S-level transformation and upgrading level is raised, it can be transformed and upgraded multiple times. Make up for the defects of mechanical products and get closer to the perfect direction. Shu Yuxian's opponents were numb. The mechanical tank was scary enough. The enemy also saw that the steel plate armor of the mechanical tank was decomposed and deformed, the thickness increased, and the angle of the armor became inclined. The enemy watched the deep and dark main gun aiming at him, swallowed and said, "I surrender." If this is hit by a single shot, wouldn't it be painful to death? However, Yun Ning's winning streak has been broken, and she has not won more than 15 games in a row, because her own combat power is not strong, and she can only defeat the enemy by crushing her equipment and attributes. The attack can only rely on ordinary attack, but soon the team competition can be started. Zhao Yuan kept on winning streaks, and sometimes he was able to match against opponents with high intensity that made him shine. They probably have B-level or A-level skills, but they still can't catch Zhao Yuan's eyes, and most of them have guilds. Then Zhao Yuan received a private letter from a friend, which was sent by Zhang Fengwu. Zhang Fengwu, my teammate said that she wants to see your combat power. She doesn't believe that someone can crush me, so I sent you a friend request. Zhao Yuan agreed to the friend request, and friends can learn from each other. Friend, Ku Zhaoqing, initiates a discussion with you, and there is no penalty for failure in the battle between friends. Zhao Yuan chose to accept the competition. Is this what Zhang Fengwu said is not weaker than his teammates? Zhang Fengwu was able to break through my defense when I opened the indestructible golden body, which shows that his internal strength is extremely deep, penetrating, armor-piercing, disabled. The attributes are all superimposed very high, and he has at least 2 SS-level skills. What type of player will this teammate be? Opposite Zhao Yuan, a petite girl appeared, with a slightly green face and delicate and soft features, giving people the feeling of a little match seller growing up. The girl's name is Ku Zhaoqing, and she took the initiative to say, "If you want us to join your team, show your strength. I will only follow the strong." Looks like a sweet and lovely lowly girl, but her tone is so tough. Zhao Yuan thought to himself. Zhao Yuan activates the active effect of the Sanction Windbreaker, and wears a windbreaker condensed from jet black flames. Zhao Yuan didn't have any intention of holding back his hands. He started drawing his sword to taunt, and in the process of sprinting, he swung his huge two-handed round shield and threw it at the petite girl. Kang! Zhao Yuan's attack failed. Ku Zhaoqing's body turned into a pile of magnificent fragile bubbles, lifted into the air and burst open. Ku Zhaoqing appeared in an area 20 meters away. Zhao Yuan didn't stop attacking, but Ku Zhaoqing's skills seemed to be uncooled, constantly changing into magnificent bubbles, which exploded on touch. This is the S level, mermaid, skill, and the cooldown time is only 3 seconds. As long as the mana value is enough, Ku Zhaoqing can always turn into a magic bubble and avoid all attacks. Then Ku Zhaoqing opened his white and flawless right palm and pointed it at Zhao Yuan. SS class Last Supper. The equipment on Zhao Yuan seemed to come to life. Angry eyes grew on the round shield with both hands, and he broke free from Zhao Yuan's control. All the armor on his body also opened his eyes, his arms and legs grew out, and he kept trying to strangle Zhao Yuan, the theoretical master, to death. What kind of strange skill is this? Zhao Yuan found that all his equipment bonuses had disappeared, as if all the equipment had betrayed him. This may be fatal to other players, but even if I don't have the attribute bonus of the equipment, you still can't break through my defense. Zhao Yuan removed the equipment from his whole body, and broke free from the shackles of these equipment. He waved his fist and threw it at Ku Zhaoqing, who was cute but had tough eyes. SS class Hades invisibility cap. Ku Zhaoqing took out a simple hat engraved with patterns symbolizing death, put it on, and then disappeared completely. Zhao Yuan was really shocked now. The ability to turn into magic water bubbles combined with the current invisibility ability, isn't this invincible? How to kill? And the level of this stealth skill is very high. There are no footprints, noises, or flaws. Anyway, Zhao Yuan can't detect Ku Zhaoqing's position. Zhao Yuan's sword drawing taunt can also be counteracted by the magic bubble, but Ku Zhaoqing can't kill Zhao Yuan either. SS level Saint. A huge pitch-black cross appeared behind Zhao Yuan, as heavy as a mountain. Zhao Yuan was forcibly fixed on the cross, and in an upside-down posture, square cones symbolizing religion pierced into Zhao Yuan's flesh and blood. Not bad golden body. A layer of light golden qi appeared on Zhao Yuan's skin, which directly shattered the all that pierced into the flesh. Zhao Yuan was injured, and Ku Zhaoqing suffered real damage. Since it was the highest level of real damage, all the magic bubbles burst, Ku Zhaoqing fell from it, and his blood bar was almost cleared. No wonder Zhang Fengwu said that this Ku Zhaoqing is not weaker than himself. These two are really a wonderful combination. The ancient martial arts symbolizes the ancient East, and this Ku Zhaoqing's skills are full of Western religious charm. What the hell is the combination of Chinese and Western? Ku Zhaoqing said. You are indeed qualified for me to follow, but I still need to examine your character. Zhao Yuan responded. Of course, you can quit whenever you want, and I will never stop it. By the way, when opening up the level 30 dungeon of Qingyan Town, I can invite my friends to join the battle. Then we can form a team for the first time. Ku Zhaoqing. Okay, just let us know in advance. Then Ku Zhaoqing chose to surrender. Since it was a battle between friends, there was no punishment or reward. Zhao Yuan glanced at the time. It was still early, so he continued to choose matchmaking competition. Zhao Yuan didn't end the match until 12 o'clock in the middle of the night. Arena information. Winning streak plus 953 games, 96,352 points of experience gained, 36,521 points of skill proficiency * 20 times, a total of 16,232 points of competitive coins. SSS level Copperhead and Ironback increased by 3 levels. Zhao Yuan opened the second level competitive mall, and saw a pet capture bottle item, which was of green quality and sold for 300 competitive coins. If you want to open the pet secret key in the backpack, you must purchase the capture bottle props in advance. Zhao Yuan used all the competitive coins to buy the unit reincarnation charm and got 811 yuan. There is still a purchase limit of 409 yuan left, and Zhao Yuan also saw a product called Pet Low-Level Evolution Stone. It should be a prop to improve the pet form. Zhao Yuan teleported to the guild station, consumed the unit reincarnation amulet, and obtained 811 level 5 pterodactyl cavalry. Then Zhao Yuan returned to rest in the hotel room. Zhao Yuan's plan for tomorrow is to form a team to complete the second-tier trial first, and after getting a promotion, consider whether to take the initiative to attack the Charm Blue Guild based on the actual situation. Although Mylan obtained a large amount of guild materials, the newly reincarnated units are all first level, and the first-level blue units are actually no different from waste. On the second day, Zhao Yuan woke up on time. After the 4 members of the team had breakfast, they formed a team and went to the transfer hall. There is still 1 day left in the protection period of the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers, but the current number of troops has reached about 1.40000. Entering the job transfer hall, Zhao Yuan talked with the job transfer instructor. Please open the second order trial of Abyss difficulty for us. The career transfer tutor was stunned. Abyss level. Are you sure? Ordinary, Elite, Difficult, Nightmare, Hell, Abyss 6 and other difficulties. Even if you choose the Nightmare level, you're all dead. I've never seen anyone successfully clear the Nightmare level 2 trial in my life. Zhao Yuan responded simply. I'm sure, open the portal for us. The career transfer instructor seemed to be looking at a group of dead people, and a blood-red portal of light appeared in front of him. 4 people entered it one after another, and landed on a bridge that seemed to connect the underworld and the human world. Second turn trial rules. Prevent the dead souls from passing the bridge. If one is missed, the trial will fail. Yun Ning said, I have learned about the content of the second rank trial before. If it is only normal level difficulty, then these ghosts crossing the bridge will not attack the player. Will only cross bridges intently, and move very slowly. As the difficulty increases, the blood volume of these dead souls will increase, and they will start attacking players. We chose the highest Abyss level difficulty. The strength of these ghosts crossing the bridge will be extremely exaggerated, and they will move extremely fast. Zhao Yuan said, it's okay, even king-level creatures will be taunted for 30 seconds by my SSS level sword-drawing taunt. No matter how strong these dead souls are, it won't help. A 3-second countdown appeared above the bridge, and the 4 of them appeared in the middle of the bridge, behind which was a dark purple light gate. Trial information. In the difficulty of the Abyss, players not only need to prevent the dead souls from crossing the bridge, but also kill all the dead souls within a limited time. Time is running out, not all the souls died, and the trial is still judged as a failure. As early as the beginning, Shu Yushan summoned 4 mechanical floats, used the fixed turret skill, and placed 4 fixed turrets at the end of the bridge. His magic value dropped rapidly, and quickly returned to full under the effect of Yun Ning's blue halo. Then Shu Yushan summoned the mechanical tank, and both Yunning and Shu Yushan entered the tank. Then Shu Yushan used the S level, transformation and upgrading, skills. Combat information. Use the skill, reform and upgrade, to increase the rate of fire of fixed turrets by 20% and the explosion radius of missiles by 20%. The armor strength of the mechanical tank is increased by 20%, and the loading time of the main gun is reduced by 1 second. Yun Ning naturally activated the 5 halo abilities, and then she could sit and watch the play. Zhang Wen used the giant bone beast to summon a king-level ghost-faced demon. At the front end of the bridge shrouded in fog, a mighty ghost emerged, with different sizes and shapes. Large Revenant. Quality. Overlord. Level. LV25. Health value. 20W. Magic value. 2W. Strength. 2900. Size. 2900. Agility. 2900. Intelligence. 2000. Skills. Acceleration. Possession. There were more than 10,000 large dead souls like this, and they moved extremely fast at the same time. It seemed that they could completely pass through this pale bridge within a few minutes. The 4 fixed turrets at the end were strafing frantically, and the missile launchers on both sides kept turning on. The torrent of steel belonging to bullets, missiles and cannonballs is completely vented in the army of dead souls ahead. A large number of dead souls died, and Zhang Wen opened the bone demon possession, which was covered by countless fine bone scales, becoming the heart of the ghost-faced demon. Fist punch. Blood fist. Destroying mountain fist. The earth cracks. As soon as the cooldown of the 4 skills is good, Zhang Wen will use it immediately. Anyway, the next second of returning to the magic halo will fully restore Zhang Wen's mana. 7. The king level Zhang Wen made his move, and the army of dead souls was killed one by one. These dead souls turned on the acceleration skills one after another, dragged out the afterimages behind them, and their speed increased by about 50%. Zhao Yuan opened the taunting with his sword and directly forced all the dead to taunt. These dead souls no longer flocked to the end of the bridge crazily, but kept attacking Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan turned on the SSS level sanctions windbreaker and frantically burned these dead souls. With Zhao Yuan as the center, a large area of the dead souls dissipated into smoke. Or be pierced by the back wound, or scalded to death by the burning field. Because the burning damage of the sanctioned windbreaker is based on Zhao Yuan's HP and defense attributes as the judgment standard. And Zhao Yuan, who has obtained the SSS level copper head and iron back skills, has double defense of 755,000. The burn damage of the sanctioned windbreaker has been increased by almost 7 times. Battle information. Turn on the sanctioned windbreaker, and cause 2.1 W severe burns and burn damage to enemy units within 1800 meters per second. 2.1 W of severe burn damage per second, what is the concept? Large-scale dead souls only have 20 W of blood, and they will die after 10 seconds of scalding. SSS grade copper head iron back plus sanction windbreaker can only be described as perverted. The seemingly unstoppable army of dead souls was burned to the ground without even passing a third of the bridges. More dead souls appeared from the front, and even giant dead souls appeared, with stronger attributes. This is for the average level 20 player. If it is touched, the blood volume will only be 1/10 left. The dead souls used the acceleration skills and released possession at the same time. Zhao Yuan was possessed by a giant dead spirit, and his body was cold. Obscure sensations filled the limbs, making it difficult to move normally, but Zhao Yuan was still able to release the taunt of drawing a knife. The sanctioned windbreaker field also continued to burn these giant souls. S-class bone grave. There were spooky and evil inscriptions on Zhang Wen's staff, and a large number of bone claws stretched out from the ground of the bridge, forming a 10-meter wide barren tomb. The priority of S-level skills can even imprison these incorporeal souls. Zhang Wen, who knew the ghost possession skills, did not give the enemy a chance to get close to him, and smashed his fists frantically, destroying a large number of dead souls. Yun Ning opened his mouth and analyzed. Our skill set has been formed, and with the blue equipment of level 20, even in the face of abyss-level difficulty, it seems to be more than enough. Zhao Yuan reminded aloud, don't be careless. When the time comes, if you don't kill all the dead souls, it will be counted as a failure of the trial. Yun Ning's 5-layered halo effect at this time is HP Aura. Increase the maximum HP by 9 W. Healing Aura. Restores 1 W HP per second. Regenerating Aura. Restores 9,000 mana per second. Vampire Aura. Add 9% vampiric attribute. Express Aura. Express gain plus 50%. When the farthest range of these halos can even cover 6,000 meters, when the Pterosaur Cavalry Legion is fully covered with 5 halos, the combat power will be greatly improved. Draw a knife and mock. Indestructible golden body. Even the attack of the giant ghost cannot break Zhao Yuan's defense, but will be killed by the anti-armor of true damage. Although the ghost's possession skill is difficult to deal with, it has little effect on Zhao Yuan. And Shu Yuxian's firepower did not stop for a moment, and the ground near the fort was piled up with a large number of brass-colored bullet casings. The number of the last wave of dead souls was so large that they even overlapped, and a pale bridge in Nuoda was squeezed by countless dead souls. All of them are giant souls that are red as blood. Fortunately, the output skills of the 3 people have area damage. Coupled with the forced taunting of Zhao Yuan's taunting with his sword, these dead souls could only pass 2/3 of the way, and could no longer advance an inch, and they all turned into blue smoke and dissipated. With 15 seconds left in the countdown, the last soul was killed, and the second turn trial finally ended. Battle information. Kill the target, get 1.3 W experience points, get 1.7 W experience points. The player's experience value has peaked, and you can continue to upgrade the level after completing the second round. Trigger talent. Hundreds of millions of times proficiency, the current multiplier is 23 times. A total of 23 W * 23 times of proficiency gained. The SSS level anti-armor is increased by 3 levels, the SSS level sword drawing ridicule is increased by 3 levels, the Madman is increased by 4 levels, the Sanctioned Windbreaker is increased by 4 levels, and the Copper-Headed Ironback is increased by 5 levels. Get 300 W copper coins. Now Zhao Yuan's properties panel is: Name, Zhao Yuan. Level, LV20 100%, 100%. Health, 47 W. Mana, 2350. Strength, 270. Constitution, 470. Agility, 115. Intelligence, 115. Physical attack, 2710. Physical defense, 88.5 W. Magic defense, 88.5 W. Talent, Eternal Blessing unique. Hundreds of millions of times proficiency unique. The current proficiency acquisition multiple is 23.0 times. Cornerstone ability, Anti-Armor LV73 SSS level. Outlaw LV68 SSS level. Copperhead and Ironback LV45 SSS level. Double defense plus 67.5 W. 1.4 seconds does not break the golden body effect. Skill, Draw a Knife and Taunt LV73 SSS level. The taunt range is 3000 meters, and the taunt lasts for 30 seconds. Sanction Windbreaker LV52 SSS level. Passive effect, 900 meters range burning field. Active effects, Backpack. First level Strengthening Stone 12. Skill Talisman SSS level Dragon Flame Singing Technique Troop Tiger Amulet 1. Blue Equipment 8-piece set Battle Order 2. Pet Mystery Key Light Gold. Copper coins, 584 W. Competition coins, 15 pieces. Magic weapon, Thick Soil Bell LV37 blue. Costume, Bull costume white. Accessory, Zisha ring purple. The blood volume of 47 W, plus Yun Ning's blood volume aura, reached 56 W. 88.5 W dual defense, 1.4 seconds behind the indestructible gold, up to 177 W dual defense. This 88.5 W defense value, in addition to the Copperhead and Ironback increased by 12 W, there is also an additional 1 W for anti-armor. The control duration of the sword drawing taunt is still 30 seconds. Zhao Yuan suspects that after reaching level 100, the skill awakening can continue to increase the duration of the taunt. Trial information. The second trial of the difficulty of the Abyss has been successfully passed. Get 300 free attribute points. Every time a player upgrades, his strength and physique will increase by 40 points, and his agility and intelligence will increase by 10 points. Then the 4 were sent out of the trial secret realm. When the 4 of Zhao Yuan walked out of the blood-red light door, the eyeballs of the job transfer tutor almost popped out. The 4 of you actually came out alive. And you also successfully passed the second rank trial under the difficulty of the Abyss. How is this possible? If you know that the number of people plus 4, the number of undead army will also be *4, this is simply unbelievable. The 4 of Zhao Yuan ignored this fussy job transfer instructor, but it was just a secret realm. Zhao Yuan was full of blood the whole time, which meant that it was more difficult to have a time limit. If the output is not enough, it is really impossible to pass the trial. Zhao Yuan has just completed the second rank, and has been promoted to level 21. His experience is already full, and the moment he succeeds in the second rank, he will be bathed in golden light. The player's personal level is increased to level 21, the strength and physical attributes are increased by 40 points, and the agility and intelligence attributes are increased by 10 points. Zhao Yuan added all 300 free attribute points to his physique. At this time, Zhao Yuan's 4 basic attributes are: Name, Zhao Yuan. Level, LV21, 1%, 100%. Health value, 50 W. Mana, 2600. Strength, 310. Constitution, 810. Agility, 125. Intelligence, 125. Zhang Wen added 300 free attribute points to the intelligence attribute, and said happily, "Only the job transfer trial with difficulty in the Abyss can obtain so many attribute points in one go. My intelligence attribute has been improved, and the attributes of the summoned object will also increase accordingly." After Yun Ning and Xu Yushan allocated 300 attribute points according to their own route, Zhao Yuan said, "I have already decided that I will take the initiative to launch a guild war today. I cannot give Zhou Heng enough time to prepare, otherwise with his resourcefulness, we may not have a 100% winning rate. Yun Ning also nodded and said, now is Mylan's weakest moment, and with that purple mass invisibility talisman, we can choose to sneak attack the enemy's guild crystal. Zhang Wen said, the enemy never expected that we would take the initiative to launch an attack, and still launch a guild war during the guild's protection period. Only by surprise can Zhou Heng lose his composure. Zhao Yuan finally said, instead of waiting for the enemy to come to the door, it is better to take the initiative to shine the sword. 7. Of course, strength is the only measure. The average level of pterosaur cavalry with 1.4 million units is level 10. Combined with Yun Ning's 5-level halo, against the blue troops, it is completely capable of 1 against 20. Not to mention there are 4 of us. The Vice President Yun Ning, plus Zhang Wen who is already in charge, and Zhao Yuan who has no solution. These are the 3 pillars of the Deceitful Soldiers Guild. Zhao Yuan is naturally the core one. Zhao Yuan took out the battle order from his backpack, chose the Mylan Guild as the target, and started the guild battle. Failed to use props, unable to use conquest orders for objects that have conducted guild battles within 3 days. Zhao Yuan frowned and said, I forgot about this problem. Mylan just finished the guild battle yesterday, and it will take 3 days before she can use the battle order on her. Yun Ning said, then there is no other way, let's go and finish the task in the second accessory column first. Zhang Wen also echoed, it's just a matter of improving the newly acquired skills by a few more levels. My bone mound can now form a 20-meter bone baron mound. Players within the range will be imprisoned. Xu Yushan said, the second accessory increases the HP attribute, and the third accessory increases the mana value. Of course we still have to choose the difficulty of the abyss this time. I wonder if we can get a light gold quality accessory. Zhao Yuan responded, it's a bit difficult. The jewelry craftsman in Qingyan Town can make purple jewelry, which is already his limit. At this time, Zhou Heng was leading the guild arms to hunt and kill ferocious beasts near the garrison, raising the average level of the arms. The guild residence with more than 100,000 members is extremely lively. The guild resident is very crowded every day. Members receive the daily tasks issued by the guild NPC. After completing them, they can accumulate materials, funds, and experience for the guild. At the same time, the 4th level guild has a very good guild buff, plus the opening of the guild store. It can be said to be thriving, and Zhou Heng is sitting on his throne, holding a blueprint of purple quality in his hand. This is the blueprint of the giant spinning crossbow obtained by defeating the Yuxia Guild. The materials needed are extremely scarce, and the giant spinning crossbow is undoubtedly a powerful weapon of war. The main purpose is to crush the enemy's arrow rain, and at the same time, it can kill a large number of enemies when the crossbow lands. Zhou Heng, according to the materials required by the drawings, let's prepare as soon as possible. Looking back now, I seem to have missed something, which makes me anxious all the time. Kuan Yin said from the side, is it because of the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers? After Li Sheng joined Mylan, Kuan Yin was naturally reduced to the 3rd in command. Zhou Heng, not entirely. How did the Balrog die so easily back then? Are Zhao Yuan and the others really too powerful? In any case, it is the most dangerous existence outside Qingyan Town, and it only killed a few hundred people. Li Sheng responded, it may be that Zhao Yuan and the others are too strong, especially Zhao Yuan's anti-armor ability. The higher the Balrog's attack, the more exaggerated the anti-injury effect. 95% of Balrog's HP was lost by Zhao Yuan's counter-injury. Zhou Heng frowned and said, it seems that Zhao Yuan can't be touched until he obtains absolute power. Maybe we will be wiped out by the group. I need to prepare a few more whole cards, but Zhao Yuan's guild has only been established for 7 days, how far can it develop in 7 days? The biggest threat is the 4 of them. Li Sheng, I have long been envious of the skills of the 4 of them. If we can try to kill them, of course, the premise is that we have absolute strength. In this way we will be able to replace the ability of the SS class. Kuan Yin shook his head and said, the difficulty is too high. Not only do we need to fight against these 4 people, but we also have to find out the specific coordinates of their guild. Because these 4 people almost never enter the wilderness from the teleportation point in Qingyan Town. It should be hunting beasts near the guild. Zhou Heng, Now I have no money left to borrow. To fill up all the 300,000 member quota, this is a hand of cards. The revolving crossbow counts as one piece, and the Anzi I sent to the inside of the mountain ghost. In fact, I have been suspicious of this person for a long time. The four of Zhao Yuan found the original jewelry craftsman, and the gray-haired old man said, I remember you guys took away the purple jewelry that I polished for 3 years last time. Now that I think about it, I still feel empty in my heart. Zhao Yuan responded, I don't know what is the highest quality that you created, master. Purple quality. The jewelry craftsman said melancholy. The creation of jewelry is a real artwork, with such a small amount of materials. The jewelry craftsman pinched his fingers. It's so difficult to carve on such a small amount of material that you can't imagine. I will never be able to create a piece of light gold jewelry in my life. 7K Wen Xiao. Okay, Zhao Yuan interrupted. We have to accept the task of unlocking the second accessory, and the difficulty is selected as Abyss level. Jewelry craftsman. Although I was mentally prepared in advance, I still feel trembling from the bottom of my heart when I hear the term Abyss level. The second accessory is a bracelet. I need you to go to the bottom of the Tianqing and help me dig out 4 units of red gold materials. Of course, it takes more than a year to create a piece of purple jewelry, and I happen to have a collection that has been built in advance. The materials of these 4 purple quality bracelets were bought at a high price at the auction. The task bar has been refreshed. Go to the Tianqing in the level 30 area, collect 4 units of red gold materials, and send them back to the jewelry craftsman. After leaving Qingyan town, Yun Ning said, the Tianqing is one of several forbidden places near Qingyan town. It is said that it is the penetration of the power sealed in the underground abyss. After the Doomsday game updated the expansion pack of Abyss Pollution hundreds of years ago, the player's enemy has another existence called abyssal creatures. The strength of the abyssal creatures is ridiculously high, and it is accompanied by pollution, which can drain the player's sanity. The corner of Zhang Wen's mouth twitched and said, can it affect the player's sanity? Isn't that too scary? Yun Ning continued to explain. After entering the abyss field, the player will have an extra data of theoretical value. The player's sanity will gradually decrease, but the purification of the divine water can increase the sanity value. Some players have been seriously polluted and have become half-crazy existences. Although their strength has greatly increased, they are not essentially their original self. However, our level is still too low, so we don't have to worry about the pollution of the abyss. We have all the strong people from Sha Kingdom to protect us from the wind and rain. Shu Yushan adjusted his glasses and said, this Tianqing actually involves the abyss. It is indeed the highest difficulty. This task seems very simple. It is to go over the monsters and dig the red gold ore, but if you think about it carefully, it is this simple task that can reflect how terrifying the monsters under the sinkhole are. The 4 of them passed the teleportation point in Qingyan town and arrived near the Tianqing. This was a huge, irregular deep pit, and an evil aura visible to the naked eye diffused from the bottom of the pit. There are not even any beasts nearby, and even the beasts will avoid this area on their own. Zhao Yuan said, let's go, even if there is a danger, I still have the tiger talisman in my hand, and I can directly send the 1.4W pterodactyl cavalry over, and even flatten this so-called Tianqing. Zhao Yuan entered the Tianqing first. He held a torch purchased from the system store and illuminated the dark pit. Surrounded by strange raised rocks, this pothole seems to go straight to the center of the earth. The attributes of the 4 are very high, and even in this kind of terrain, they can descend quickly. After descending about 300 meters, Zhao Yuan found that there was no need for a torch, and the ore at the bottom emitted a scarlet light, rendering the entire pit as if it were hell. Zhang Wen pointed to the front and said, there is a passage there, you don't need to continue down. There may be red gold mines in this passage. The 4 of them walked through the passage, and the eyes suddenly opened up, and a huge underground world appeared in front of the 4 of them. The rocks here are inlaid with a large amount of glowing ores, and one eerie creature after another lingers nearby. Head fly, quality, Lord, level, LV 30. Health value, 30W. Magic value, 9W. Strength, 3000. Constitution, 3000. Agility, 3500. Intelligence, 1000. Skills, spawn, dodge. Introduction. Creatures born after being contaminated by the strange underground will watch a large number of eggs in the enemy's body as a place for hatching. Even Zhao Yuan felt a strong disgust. These human head flies have huge fly bodies, and the surface is full of rotting flesh, except for the heads that are extremely human-like. But this human head is also rotten, and the facial features seem to have degenerated. Yun Ning frowned and said, "This is the abyss creature. This is too weird, right? It is indeed the most difficult accessory task." Shu Yushan reminded. "The terrain here is very rough, but the mechanical tank can still drive. I can use the transformation and upgrade skills to strengthen the tank's tracks." Yun Ning and Shu Yushan entered the mechanical tank. Zhang Wen grinned and said, "There doesn't seem to be any red gold mines here. It seems that they have only been killed. Zhao Yuan, pay attention to this skill called spawning. We currently don't have the ability to purify." The first time the four entered this area, a large number of head flies discovered the four. The wings on his back vibrated, and even shook off a lot of the rotten flesh on his body. Almost 2 human-sized human-headed flies were fast, as if they had inherited the agility of flies. It can even bring out afterimages and change directions many times in an instant. Draw a knife and mock. Zhao Yuan directly mocked all the head flies, and the dense abyss creatures rolled towards him. Zhao Yuan turned on the active effect of sanctioning the windbreaker. No matter how fast these flies were, they were all stained by the dark flames. The blood volume is crazy, and one can burn to death in about 14 seconds. Battle information. Turn on the sanctioning windbreaker, causing 2.3 W severe burn damage to enemy units at 1800 meters per second. Encountered an attack, the blood volume is reduced by 1 point, and the SSS level anti-armor is triggered, causing 3.1 W real damage. Zhao Yuan felt that these creatures were too disgusting, raised his shield to block in front of him, and behind him was an arched tomb of white bones. The bone tomb covered all the enemies 20 meters away, with only the head and part of the arms exposed. The SSS level copper head and iron back plus sanctioning windbreaker are still terrible, and even without the help of other teammates, Zhao Yuan can kill all the monsters here in 10 minutes. Zhao Yuan also opened the inextinguishable golden body from time to time, directly breaking the limbs of the human head fly. As for Zhang Wen, who had activated the bone demon possession, he was in a mess. Chongquan, Zhuxiquan, and Destroying Mountain were all area damage, and Zhang Wen also carried stealth skills, which was even more outrageous. Shu Yushan drove a mechanical tank to bombard monsters frantically, and he felt like he was hitting a metal warhead. These head flies move very fast, and after turning on the dodge skill, they can change direction at high speed continuously, making Shu Yuxian's artillery fail. A head fly approached Zhao Yuan with a stinger from its tail, trying to pierce Zhao Yuan's skin from behind. However, the stinger was broken. Zhao Yuan's defense value was too high, and these monsters' attempts to use the spawning skills went bankrupt. And Zhang Wen's attributes are extremely high, and he can completely kill monsters in a large area while protecting himself from the spawning skill. Not to mention Yuning's side, the steel armor of the mechanical tank gave them a full sense of security, not to mention that Shu Yushan also had an S-class mechanical repair. Shu Yushan used the transformation and upgrading skills to optimize the tank's crawler and enhance the rate of fire and firepower of the fixed turret. With the improvement of the S-level transformation and upgrading skill level, it is also possible to carry out 2 or 3 superimposed transformations. Zhang Wen's bone tomb also cooled down for 3 minutes and recovered, and then released it immediately, imprisoning a large number of head flies. 8 minutes later, all the monsters on the scene died, and Zhao Yuan found that the experience points given by the abyss creatures were exceptionally high. But at the same time Zhao Yuan has a negative buff attached to his status bar. Abyssal contamination. Sanity reduced by 5%. Note: with 50% sanity remaining, players will not be able to make correct judgments, and their sanity will be obscured by anger. When the remaining sanity value is 30%, strange and bizarre hallucinations will appear in front of him, and he basically loses the ability to fight. With the remaining 15% of the sanity value, the player will fall into a semi-crazy state, and will be subtly influenced by emotions such as bloodthirsty, brutality, and greed, and will indiscriminately attack the closest target. With 0% sanity remaining, players will gradually mutate into indescribable abyss creatures. Zhao Yuan opened his mouth and reminded, "We can't stay underground for too long, we must find the red gold as soon as possible, otherwise our reason will be gradually polluted." Zhang Wen said in fear, "After the sanity value is reset to 0, the player will even mutate into an indescribable creature. Are these human head flies completely polluted humans? Let's move on, I don't want to become such a terrifying creature." Yun Ning cautiously said, "If our sanity value drops to 50% and we haven't found the red gold mine, we'll give up this mission." Shu Yushan agreed. "As long as the green hills are there, I don't have to worry about no firewood. By the way, our mission is to find red gold mines, but the mission does not require us to kill abyss creatures." "That's right." Zhao Yuan suddenly woke up and said, "Inertia thinking kills people. With my current defense value, even if 200,000 headflies are chasing me and attacking, I can just ignore it." 7. This saves time, quickly travels through the underground area, and can find the red gold mine before the sanity is completely polluted. "Then let's go to find it separately," Zhang Wen suggested. "The troops are divided into 3 paths, which is more efficient." Zhao Yuan thoughtfully said, "Divided into 2 teams, Zhang Wen, although your bone demon possession is powerful, there is a cooling time gap. Once the bone demon possession is removed, you will be in a certain degree of danger." Yun Ning finally said, "Zhao Yuan, you are alone, and the other 3 of us go in the other direction. Even if Zhang Wen's bone demon possession is removed, we can hide in the tank." Shu Yushan added, "That's right, we can still escape if we can't beat it. I optimize the track of the tank. In this kind of terrain, the movement speed is still very good." Battle information. Kill the headfly at level 30, get 9,632 experience points, get 9,885 experience points. Staying underground for a long time will reduce sanity by 5%. Originally, the experience value provided by these abyssal creatures after death was high, and with the 50% bonus of Yun Ning's experience aura, Zhao Yuan's experience value increased very quickly. But Zhao Yuan doesn't have the heart to farm monsters anymore, the most important thing is to find the red gold mine. After Zhao Yuan separated from the other 3, he ran at full speed. With a physique of 810 points, Zhao Yuan had extremely strong endurance. Zhao Yuan passed through passages one after another, and encountered a large number of abyssal creatures, including a gecko body, but a monster whose head was covered with slippery tentacles. There are also jellyfish whose skin is covered with fishy yellow one-eyed, and bat wings on their backs, which are in the shape of a human body, but whose entire brain is a moth. It seems that the more monsters you see, the higher the pollution level will be. There are already 5,000 plus monsters chasing him behind Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan's speed is definitely not as fast as the enemies, but none of the monsters can break through Zhao Yuan's defense, so Zhao Yuan walks through the passages very leisurely and easily. Zhang Wen said in the group chat of his teammates, "Is there really a red gold mine in the ground? We have gone through 15 different scenes, but we still haven't encountered it. It's all this worthless mineral that emits a deep red light." While running, Zhao Yuan frantically triggered the SSS level anti-injury, and the monsters behind him were pierced by the anti-armor one after another. "I have gone through 35 scenes. If there is no such task in the task bar, I wonder if the jewelry craftsman has deceived us." Zhao Yuan glanced at his sanity, it had dropped by 23%. He had unknowingly become irritable and began to doubt the jewelry craftsman. "Yun Ning, I saw it. A golden ore appeared here." Zhang Wen immediately activated the bone demon possession, and after killing a large number of abyssal creatures, he came to the ore and found that it was a cricket gold mine, not the red gold stone required by the mission. At this time, Zhao Yuan also found a suspicious target, a king-level devilman whose seed exudes a thick golden color. Isn't this a whole piece of red gold mine? A king-level demon man, plus my sanity value is still decreasing. Zhao Yuan started drawing his sword to taunt, rushed in front of the king-level demon, and smashed the throne with the huge round shield in his hand, knocking off a large piece of red gold. 30 units of red gold have been obtained. I got it. Zhao Yuan ran away without looking back, because the king-level demons had already launched a fierce offensive. Zhao Yuan activated the immortal golden body, slightly blocked the wave of explosions, and followed the way he came run wildly. If he insisted on fighting, Zhao Yuan could kill this king-level demon man alone, but his sanity value would soon be reduced by half. This is the most dangerous part of the mission. Run. I've got the red gold, but I provoked a king-level creature, but don't worry, it can barely break through my defense. Zhao Yuan spoke in the group chat of his teammates. The three of Yun Ning drove the mechanical tank and kept retreating. Even if Kai Jin was not found, Yun Ning planned to let everyone retreat, because the deeper the ground, the more intense this invisible pollution would become. Zhao Yuan carried the round shield with both hands behind his back, and the demon man with bat wings and horns on his head released powerful attack skills, which could only knock out 1,000 points of Zhao Yuan's HP. The madman's passive is fully recharged in an instant, and coupled with the 1.4-second effect of the indestructible golden body, Zhao Yuan specially reserves the instant burst to block the demon man. After several shocks from the immortal golden body, all the hard claws of the demon man were shattered. After returning to the ground, will the sanity value gradually recover? In case the sanity value cannot be recovered by itself, Zhao Yuan may have to find a way to purify himself. After running all the way, they finally reached the area of the Tianqing, and when they looked up, they could see the blue sky. And the monster behind him didn't continue to chase, as if he couldn't leave the ground. When Zhao Yuan climbed to the surface, 3 teammates were already waiting for him. Zhao Yuan took out a fist-sized piece of irregular metal. That's 30 units, but it's heavier than I imagined. Let's go. This task is even more difficult than I predicted. If it wasn't for Zhao Yuan's incomprehensible defense and his ability to take away the red gold mine without any scruples in front of king-level creatures, then we would definitely not be able to complete this task. Yun Ning analyzed. The 4 of them quickly returned to the jewelry craftsman's shop. Some troubles, my sanity has dropped by 43%, and I haven't recovered a bit. It seems to be pollution that cannot be recovered by itself. Zhao Yuan frowned. However, the degree of pollution is acceptable, less than 50%. Although there is an impact on itself, it is not particularly serious. Zhao Yuan came to the jewelry craftsman, took out a fist-sized red gold mine, and said, "You only need 4 units, but I have 30 units of pure gold here. Although this material is precious, I can't use it if I keep it. I can give it all to you, but you must also give us your best collection." The jewelry craftsman wore a pair of reading glasses in disbelief, looking at the red gold ore in front of him from different angles. "How did you do it? Are the rumors false? Although there is red gold under the Tianqing, there is no pollution from the abyss." Zhang Wen responded. "The rumors are true, there are indeed abyssal creatures under this Tianqing, and even we have suffered from pollution to varying degrees." 7. Don't worry about how we got back the red gold, give us the reward of the mission, we deserve it. The task of collecting red gold has been completed, the level of team members is +1, all skill levels are +2, and purple jewelry 4 is obtained. Shu Yushan couldn't help exclaiming, "Level +1, all skill levels +2. Is this the rich reward for the difficulty of the abyss?" All 4 of them have clear golden light flowing from them. Zhao Yuan has been upgraded to level 22, and the other members have reached level 21. The jewelry craftsman carefully took out 4 gold and stone bracelets engraved with the magnificent logo from his safe. "This is the most perfect work of art in my life. It is already infinitely close to the light gold quality, but it has never crossed this threshold. I'll leave it to you now." Zhao Yuan has 4 people, 1 for each, purple quality bracelets. The rewards for this mission are too generous. Worthy of the difficulty of the abyss. Have obtained the life bracelet, deep purple. The player has unlocked the second accessory slot, please check for yourself. Life bracelet, quality, deep purple, upgradable. Wearing requirements, 20 upgradable. Attribute, life value plus 12W. The accessories only have a simple attribute, but they are extremely powerful, with a HP of plus 12W. You must know that Zhao Yuan has only 50k HP, and Yun Ning has only 3W plus HP. After wearing the life bracelet of deep purple quality, Yun Ning's blood volume increased by 4 times. The player has been promoted to level 22, the strength and physical attributes have been increased by 40 points, and the agility and intelligence attributes have been increased by 10 points. SSS level anti-armor, sword drawn taunt, lunatic, sanction windbreaker, copperhead and iron back increased by 2 levels. Trigger the talent, billion times proficiency, the current acquisition multiplier is 24 times. The talent, hundreds of millions of times of proficiency, only takes effect on the acquired proficiency, and has no effect on such rewards that directly increase the skill level. Wear a life bracelet of deep purple quality, and upgrade skills such as Madman, Copper-Headed Iron Back, Anti-Armor, etc., with the bonus of attribute points. Zhao Yuan's HP has reached 64W, and his defense has reached 91.5W, which is still without the attributes of Yuning's halo. The quality of equipment is divided into white, green, blue, purple, light gold, and gold. The quality of this deep purple should be infinitely close to light gold, but it is still a little far from the real light gold. The survivability of Zhao Yuan and others has been greatly improved. The blood volume of the three teammates themselves is actually between 3W and 4W. After wearing the life bracelet, the blood bar suddenly became about 4 times thicker. But if you want to upgrade this kind of quality jewelry, the cost of copper is sky high. In the short term, it is impossible to upgrade purple accessories. With this amount of money, it is better to upgrade magic weapons. And the pollution on the body is difficult to purify, at least in Qingyan town, there is no way to resolve it. For the remaining 2 days, Zhao Yuan and the other 4 were following the pterosaur cavalry regiment to kill the nearby beast forces. The beasts in the wilderness are endless, no matter how you kill them, it is impossible to kill them cleanly. In the past 2 days, the experience value and skill level of the 4 members of the team have been greatly improved. The number of pterosaur cavalry has reached 1.5W units, and the average level has been raised to level 12. The higher the quality of the troops, the higher the experience value needed to upgrade, so the average level is level 12, which is very fast. This is the effect of Yuning's experience or a bonus. Second level guild deceitful soldiers. President, Zhao Yuan. Vice President, Yun Ning. Guild experience, 60W. Guild funds, 130W. Guild supplies, 0. Guild arms, 1.5W unit pterosaur cavalry light gold. Guild buildings, guild halls, warehouses, walls. Guild NPC, steward purple, battalion commander purple. Guild members, 4 people up to 3,000 people. Zhao Yuan said, "It's been 2 days, and it's time to start a guild battle against the Milan Guild." Milan Guild hasn't been idle for the past 2 days, and it has absorbed 10W of new members, that is, players with 20W. Yun Ning responded, "Sure enough, time cannot be given to Zhou Hang. The addition of these 10W new players is a trump card for him to put on the bright side." Shu Yushan raised his glasses and said, "The guild order is not so easy to drop. The only 4th level guild in Qingyan town, Milan, most of the loose players will definitely want to join. Previously, Milan had restricted attribute requirements, and they couldn't join the guild if they didn't meet the standard, but now, as long as they want to join, they can immediately join the guild." Zhang Wen also pondered. He doesn't know that we have light gold quality arms, but he is constantly strengthening himself. Could it be us? He wants to kill us and replace our SS level skills. Zhao Yuan, it's not impossible, so we need to take the initiative to use our swords and kill Milan first. Zhao Yuan took out the battle order and chose the Milan Guild. Regional announcement. The 2nd level Guild Deceiver launched a guild battle against the 4th level Guild Milan, and the opponent has no right to refuse the battle. The guild buildings of both sides will be teleported into the battle space, the death level of the player will drop by 1 level, and the attribute points will be deducted. The first party to destroy the opponent's guild crystal will be judged as the victory of the guild battle, and will plunder all the opponent's guild arms, materials, funds, and experience. As soon as the regional announcement sounded, the players in Qingyan town were stunned. I almost read the area announcement the other way around. I thought it was a deceitful soldier attacking Milan, haha. A casual player laughed. Brother, you didn't see it the other way around. It was indeed a swindler who attacked Milan, a 2nd level guild against a 4th level guild. I'm all stupid. It's only been 7 or 8 days for this guild to appear on the bulletin board in Qingyan town. Isn't this going to send you to death? That's right. Mei Lan didn't have a battle order, otherwise the strange soldier would have been wiped out long ago, and this strange soldier actually took the initiative to send experience. Isn't that right? The president of the Warlords Guild is Zhao Yuan. the shield player who singled out the Balrog. Without him, at least 30,000 people would have died in the first battle of the Balrog. Ordinary players couldn't figure it out, and Zhou Heng and Li Sheng were equally confused. Zhou Heng frowned and said, although Milan is currently at a weak stage, the average level of the troops has not yet improved. But how dare Zhao Yuan? His guild has only been established for 9 days. Zhao Yuan doesn't seem like a stupid person. Could it be that the warp soldiers have developed enough to fight Milan? Li Sheng guessed. Could it be that Zhao Yuan thinks that he can ignore everyone's attacks and directly rush into our guild camp to destroy the guild crystal? We can also go directly past him and destroy his crystal. Zhao Yuan directly led the 1.5W pterodactyl cavalry, and flew out of the guild building mightily. At the same time, he left 799 pterodactyl cavalry behind to attack Milan. Although the pterosaur cavalry is enough to crush everything, it is natural to choose the best combat method to reduce battle damage. Zhao Yuan, Yun Ning, and Shu Yushan rode on the pterodactyl cavalry, and the 1.5W unit of pterosaur cavalry swept across the sky and flew towards the Charm Blue Guild. Zhou Heng was stunned. This is a light gold quality unit. 7. A light gold unit of 1.5 million units. Leaving aside how he obtained the reincarnation pool of light gold quality units, how could he develop such a scale in just 9 days? And the average level has reached level 12. Are you sure it's not a hack? Li Sheng's face was serious. No wonder he dared to take the initiative to launch a guild war. In Zhao Yuan's mind, he wanted to eat us without any suspense. Zhou Heng can see the general attributes of pterosaur cavalry. Wyvern cavalry. Quality: light gold. Level: LV 13. HP: 25W. Magic value: 2W. Strength: 3200. Constitution: 3200. Agility: 3200. Intelligence: 2000. Skills: Dragon Blood, Dragon Flame, Projection. Zhou Heng commanded. All player teams and armies rely on the guild's fortifications. Block these pterosaurs for me. The Charm Blue Guild now has 220,000 blue griffins, 60,000 stinging hornets, and 200,000 players. At this moment, all the players are in a battle state. The players are riding on the griffin. The number of rounds is 1.5W versus 48W. The Milan side is densely packed with combat units. Yun Ning turned on the 5 halos, covering all the pterodactyl cavalry, actually covering the entire battle space, because the battle space is actually not more than 6,000 meters. Blood volume halo. HP upper limit plus 9.5W. Blood recovery halo. Restores 1.1W blood per second. Magic return halo. Restores 9,500 magic points per second. Blood sucking aura. Adds 10% blood sucking attribute. Experience aura. Gain experience value plus 60%. The 5 powerful auras shrouded the pterodactyl cavalry corps, completing a qualitative improvement in an instant. Dragon Flame. Under the leadership of the battalion commander, 1.5W pterosaurs opened their fangs and mouths, and thick flames rolled in their throats. Afterwards, they shot out all at once, as if a waterfall was flowing backwards. A large number of pillars of fire covered the legion of the Charm Blue Guild. Projection. The cavalry on the dragon's back continued to shoot bows and arrows, or through the short-handled spears they carried with them. In an instant, the Milan Guild seemed to turn into a sea of fire. A large number of troops and players died, and a 1W plus enemy unit died in a fight, and the pterosaurs with the halo of returning magic can frequently release dragon flames. And has a 10% vampire aura, so that even if the pterosaur is attacked, it can also have an extra healing. Milan Fang suffered heavy casualties. They were originally a group of miscellaneous soldiers, or the level of the troops was too low, and they were instantly killed when they were covered by the vast dragon flames. Before the battle started, Shu Yushan led 799 pterosaurs alone, using a purple quality group invisibility talisman, and flew into the sky, silently waiting for the opportunity to directly cross all defense lines and attack the crystals of the Milan Guild. On the frontal battlefield, a large number of griffins were burned into scorched corpses, and the players on their backs were naturally burned to death. The casualties are too tragic, and the number of casualties is shocking. This is the crushing combat power of the light gold arms. Zhou Heng's face was ashen, and he commanded in the channel. use the spinning giant crossbow, and stir these pterosaurs to pieces for me. Kuan Yin led the players to open the 5 rotating giant crossbows above the city wall. The time was limited, and it was already very efficient to be able to manufacture 5. Jung, jung, 5 huge crossbow arrows were spun and shot out. On both sides of the arrows were long whips with fixed blades. The rotation of the crossbow arrows drove the long whips to form a circular strangulation net. Although it is used to smash arrows, it can also cause exaggerated damage to air units. Zhao Yuan was driving a pterosaur cavalry. He stood on the top of the pterosaur, and the 350-point strength attribute exploded in full force. With the pterosaur swinging its head, Zhao Yuan turned into a cannonball and slammed into the rotating giant crossbow. Not bad golden body. A layer of pale golden chi appeared on the surface of Zhao Yuan's skin, which directly smashed 2 giant rotating crossbow arrows, and only lost 3 HP. But there were still 3 giant rotating crossbow arrows that fell into the pterosaur cavalry, causing a lot of injuries. Zhao Yuan maintained a free fall in midair, like a meteorite embedded on the city wall of the Milan Guild. Zhao Yuan still only lost 5 HP, and his double defense was about to break through 100 W. He said that he fell from a height of 1,000 meters and still felt no pain. Draw a knife and mock. Sanction trench coat. Zhao Yuan slaughtered the enemies on the city wall by himself, and easily destroyed a giant crossbow. There is no one who can stop him, even 350,000 combat units. Zhou Heng said, now only the 2 of us can block Zhao Yuan a little. Li Sheng nodded and said, I can't attack Zhao Yuan, but he has the ability to taunt. No matter how you think about it, he is an invincible enemy. Zhou Heng and Li Sheng rode the griffin and confronted Zhao Yuan head-on. Zhou Heng opened his mouth to delay and said, why is there one person missing? It's impossible for Zhang Wen to be absent from the battlefield without seeing the giant beast of bones. Did you send Zhang Wen as an ambush soldier to sneak attack on my guild crystal? Zhao Yuan smiled and said, are you procrastinating? Blocking me with words for a few minutes is better than deducting my level 1 experience points. 7. Zhou Heng continued, if you want Zhang Wen to be an ambush, it's not that simple. The 4th level guild unlocked the defense tower buildings. Although the time was short, I still spent a lot of money to build 10 defense towers. As long as Zhang Wen appears, he will surely die. Although your pterodactyl cavalry are powerful, they are too small in number to form a scale. Even if I use the lives of griffin beasts and players to grind slowly, I can polish your 1.5 W pterosaur cavalry. Hey, Zhao Yuan responded. Our 4-person team has reached level 20, and it's no longer the time to fight the Balrog. Boom. The surface of Zhou Heng and Li Sheng's body was stained with pitch-black flames, and the severe burn damage was as high as 2.4 W per second, which made them tremble with fear. Fu Lei. Zhou Heng didn't dare to use attacking spells, so he summoned thunder to form a square prison in an attempt to temporarily trap Zhao Yuan, and at the same time drank the advanced blood recovery potion himself, otherwise Zhou Heng would be burned alive in less than 10 seconds. Not bad gold body. Zhao Yuan's body was covered with a layer of light golden chi, which directly shattered the prison formed by thunder. Stun. Li Sheng tried to stun Zhao Yuan with the hilt of his sword, but Zhao Yuan grabbed the opponent's sword with his hand and hit Li Sheng's forehead with a head cone. Li Sheng was knocked unconscious, and Zhao Yuan's head was harder than the purple equipment. Zhao Yuan was not fighting alone. Zhou Heng and Li Sheng were covered by the raging dragon flames in midair, and the short-handled spear pierced Zhou Heng's limbs and fixed him on the ground. In the end, Zhou Heng and Li Sheng, the 2 first-class powerhouses at level 30, died, resurrected from the guild building, and their level dropped by 1 level. How could it be so strong? We can't defend Zhao Yuan. Why don't we just rush into their guild building and fight to see whose crystal will be destroyed first? Li Sheng said quickly. It's too late. This Zhang Wen has never appeared. He must be trying to sneak attack on our crystal. Now that we give up our defenses, we will definitely be the ones who shatter the crystal first. Zhou Heng said quickly. Although the crystal durability of the 4th level guild is very high, it can't stop the dragon flames of these pterosaurs. Kang, Kang. The 2 had just been revived, and when they went out, they were attacked by short-handled spears from pterosaur cavalry. The battle has reached a fever pitch, and both sides have suffered great losses. However, After Zhao Yuan jumped into the Charm Blue Guild, he started to draw his sword to taunt, forcing a large number of attacks to taunt, and the firepower suffered by the pterodactyl cavalry was immediately reduced by more than half. With the addition of the blood recovery halo and the blood-sucking attribute, the battle damage was immediately reduced a lot. Zhou Heng said in the channel, "The city wall can't be defended anymore. Go back to the outside of the guild hall. There are 10 defensive towers standing here. We rely on the defensive towers to polish this pterosaur cavalry. The defensive towers unlocked by the 4th level guilds are extremely terrifying, and their durability is so high that they are almost impossible to destroy. Because there are only 10 of them, Zhou Heng built them around the guild crystals instead of near the city walls. After all, Zhou Heng won Wang Hansheng by raiding the rear. It was impossible for others to attack him. The 10 defensive towers completely surrounded the guild crystal. Zhao Yuan led the pterodactyl cavalry to destroy the various buildings of the Milan Guild all the way, and came to the vicinity of the guild crystal. The 10 defense towers with deep blue crystals inlaid on the top are 15 meters high. The crystals on the top are filled with strong magic power, and a huge magic bomb is sprayed out, bombing towards the pterodactyl cavalry. Boom, boom, a large number of pterodactyl cavalry died. Even with the bonus of blood volume aura, they would still be instantly killed by the defensive towers. Zhao Yuan directly resisted the damage of 3 defensive towers and could break through his defense slightly, but under the control of Zhou Heng. The defense tower didn't attack Zhao Yuan, and aimed frantically at the pterosaur cavalry in midair. A large number of pterosaurs died and fell from the sky. Zhao Yuan's heart was bleeding. Zhou Heng said with a smile, "The 4th level guild can unlock the defensive tower building. Zhao Yuan didn't know this key information, and I got a lot of guild funds after destroying Yusha. Only 10 defensive towers have been built, and a mere 1.5W pterosaurs can't destroy these defensive towers at all. I want to make him fall into the sand." Although Zhao Yuan was able to resist the salvo of 10 towers, Zhou Heng did not fight Zhao Yuan at all. Zhou Heng wants to polish the pterosaur cavalry, then send someone to trap Zhao Yuan, and lead the griffin to smash the guild crystal of the deceitful soldier. Zhao Yuan opened his sword to taunt and punish the windbreaker, and rushed into the deepest part of the enemy group. One person resisted the bombardment of 300,000 combat units. A large number of enemies were killed by counter-injury, or burned to death by black flames, and the healing skills were almost ineffective, because the black flames had a serious injury effect. However, Zhao Yuan's pterosaur cavalry suffered great losses. After the battalion commander opened the group to cheer, he was almost killed by the defensive tower. Although the players of the Milan Guild have been resurrected for the 3rd time and their level has dropped by 3 levels, but seeing the hope of victory, the strength of the defense towers unlocked by the 4th level guild exceeded everyone's expectations. At this time, there was a sound of collapse, and one of the defensive towers behind the crystal collapsed. Zhou Heng looked back in astonishment, and saw a giant skeleton bone demon with a purple-colored evil flame rising from its body, knocking down a defensive tower. 800 pterosaurs who appeared out of nowhere spit out dragon flames frantically and attacked the guild crystal. Zhao Yuan opened his sword-drawing taunt again, taunting all the enemies, and at the same time, the terrifying black flames also infected the enemies. Zhang Wen and Zhao Yuan joined forces to resist the attack of the defensive tower and attacked the opponent's guild crystal mindlessly. Even if the defensive tower hits Zhang Wen, it is difficult to kill him, because it is a king-level quality and has a blood-sucking attribute. Zhou Heng was shocked. Naima king-level bone demon. Flame demons are only overlords. Where did he find the king-level bones? Wait, could it be the SSS level clearance record of abyss difficulty some time ago? Is this the bones of the final boss? When I heard the global announcement at the time, I suspected that it was Zhao Yuan's team, 25-person copy of the abyss difficulty, and 4 of them scored SSS. Zhao Yuan and Zhang Wen are behind the crystal. There are only 3 defense towers that cover them. The defense towers in front cannot cover so far, and they are still slaughtering the pterosaur cavalry. Zhao Yuan and Zhang Wen are like 2 reckless men, ignoring the crazy attack and control of the 30W unit, ignoring the bombing of the 3 defenses, and ignoring everything. There is only this crystal in their eyes. Anyway, death can be resurrected, and the 2 have no burden. Blood fist. Destroying mountain fist. Punch. Not bad gold body. Boom. When Zhang Wen still had 1/3 of his health remaining, the thick crystal of the 4th level guild turned into pieces, and it was dim. Just like Zhou Hang's heart, he tried every means to defeat the other 4 guilds, but still failed to cross the threshold of Zhao Yuan. Regional announcement. The terrorist guild took the lead in destroying the opponent's crystal and won the guild battle. The tricky soldier guild will obtain all the opponent's guild materials, funds, experience, and arms. Milan Guild's experience value is 0, and it has been forcibly disbanded. Battlefield points are being distributed. The entire Qingyan town has 40 W people, and the members of Milan account for 20 W, so the other half of the players howled in the chat channel. Really? The 2nd level guild won the 4th level fight. Didn't Zhou Hang have 200,000 guild members and more than 200,000 troops? How did he lose? A guild in Nuoda was forcibly disbanded. Wang Hansheng said with a smile, "Relieve your anger. This kid Zhou Hang still can't beat the hanging competition." A player who has just joined Milan for less than 3 days said, "You won't believe me, Zhao Yuan's troop reincarnation pool is actually light gold quality. It only took 9 days to develop a 1.5 W pterodactyl cavalry. The average level is 12. You must know that the higher the quality of the troop, the more experience points are needed to upgrade. Light gold troops. Are you crazy? This charm blue didn't deserve to lose. How can the blue quality compete with the light gold quality? Don't tell me, Zhou Hang can really use up the light gold units with the defensive towers unlocked by the 4th level guild, but you also know the strength of Zhao Yuan's team. Now they have reached level 20, and they have become more and more perverted. Zhao Yuan and Zhang Wen directly ignored all attacks. They only had the guild crystal in their eyes, so they dismantled the crystal in front of Zhou Hang. Zhou Hang even took the 2 of them no way. Look at the bulletin board, the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers has become level 4. After ending the guild battle, Zhao Yuan received an unimaginable reward. Guild battle information. The guild battle has been won, and the guild fund has been obtained 300 W, the guild experience value is 500 W, and the guild supplies are 900 W. The Guild of Deceitful Soldiers has been upgraded to level 4, the blueprint of the defense tower has been unlocked, the durability of the guild buildings has been greatly improved, and the area of the guild has expanded. The city walls of the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers began to expand miraculously, the total area increased by more than 7 times, and the upper limit of guild members reached 300,000. Everything in the guild has become magnificent and majestic, and the building materials seem to have become more and more precious. The 4th level guild buildings can already be described as majestic and magnificent. 9 million guild materials. This is enough for Zhao Yuan to reincarnate 22,500 units of pterosaur cavalry. And the initial level is level 5. Guild battle information. 6,000 units of pterosaur cavalry have been damaged. Most of the 6,000 units of pterosaur cavalry were killed by the defense tower, and now Zhao Yuan has also unlocked the blueprint of the defense tower. The battlefield scoreboard of Guild Wars is: 1st, Yun Ning 1125 points. 2nd, Zhao Yuan 900 points. 3rd, Zhang Wen 800. 4th, Xu Yushan 450. Yun Ning's halo enveloped the pterosaur cavalry of the 1.5 W unit, and it is normal to share so many battlefield points. Zhao Yuan and Zhang Wen got an extra 150 points for smashing the guild crystal, otherwise the battle points would be far behind Yun Ning. Battlefield points reward. 290,000 experience points have been obtained, and 200,000 skill proficiency points *24 times. Obtain Troop Tiger Amulet 1. The player's personal level is increased to level 23. The strength and physical attributes are increased by 40 points, and the agility and intelligence attributes are increased by 10 points. SSS level anti-armor, sword-drawn taunt, lunatic, sanction windbreaker, and copper-headed ironback are each upgraded by 4 levels. The other 3 members have also gained a lot of experience points and skill proficiency, and have been promoted by 1 level. Zhao Yuan took a special look to see if the experience points issued by this system could be enhanced by Yun Ning's experience halo. As a result, Zhao Yuan's current experience value has reached 56% of level 23. Yun Ning said excitedly, "The priority of the SS level experience aura is very high. Even if it is the experience value reward issued by the system, it can also be increased by a percentage." The other 3 members have reached level 22. At the same time, Yunning received a special defense tower blueprint in the reward of 1125 battlefield points. Zhao Yuan immediately smashed 900 W of guild supplies into the arms reincarnation pool, deducting 6,000 arms from battle losses. Now there are a total of 3.15 W units of pterosaur cavalry, an increase of more than 2 W units, causing the average level to drop to level 6 instantly. At the same time, after the upgrade, the attribute points and skill levels increase, and Zhao Yuan's HP and defense values also increase rapidly. The most obvious is that the double defense has reached 97.5 W, which is the common effect of the anti-armor passive and the copper head iron back passive. Turning on the undamaged golden body is the double defense of 195 W, plus the 8% reduction effect of the thick soil bell. And Zhao Yuan has reached level 23, which means that after 2 levels, he can get a brand new SSS level skill. There is also a pet secret key and level 30 dungeon that have not been played, and most of them are channels for leveling up. Yun Ning gave Zhao Yuan the blueprint of the special defense tower he obtained. This defensive building called Mage Tower should be stronger than ordinary defensive towers. Mage Tower Blueprint. After using it, the guild will unlock the Mage Tower building. The Mage Tower has powerful single-point attack damage, and can be promoted to Arcane Tower or Sun Flame Tower in the future. Construction consumption. 50 W guild funds. Now Zhao Yuan's guild panel is Level 4 Guild Deceitful Soldier. President, Zhao Yuan. Vice President, Yun Ning. Guild Experience, 530 W. Guild Funds, 330 W. Guild Supplies, 0. Guild Arms, 3.15 W Unit Pterosaur Cavalry Light Gold. Guild Buildings, Guild Hall, Warehouse, City Wall, Mage Tower Buildable. Guild NPC, Steward Purple Battalion Commander Purple. Guild Members, 4 people up to 30 W people. Zhao Yuan's guild funds are enough to build 6 powerful mage towers, and he no longer thinks about building ordinary defense towers. Directly choose to consume 300 W of guild funds. According to Zhao Yuan's intention, 3 of the 6 mysterious mage towers stand near the guild crystal, and 3 are built near the interior of the city wall. The defense towers all have an attack range. The current range is 500 meters. These mage towers are in the shape of 4 corners, up to 10 meters. The surrounding eaves are inlaid with dark sapphires. At the very top is a magic altar on which a mage in an ancient magic robe sits cross-legged. The mage tower can also be upgraded. After being upgraded to level 3, it can be promoted to the arcane tower or the Yangan tower. The 2 branches have completely different abilities. Zhao Yuan looked at the 3W plus pterosaur cavalry entrenched in the guild open space, and a strong sense of satisfaction emerged in his heart. These pterosaurs would also choose to stand on the top of the eaves of the mage tower to perch. Now we can feel at ease, there is no force in Qingyan town that can threaten us. Yun Ning also said, this Zhou Hang has been busy for so long, and Jing has worked for us. Zhao Yuan still has 2 tiger talismans in his hand. Even if there is another cataclysmic event, he can still send 3.15 W pterosaur cavalry to the battlefield. And my 5 Halo skill levels have been improved again, and the pterosaur cavalry that covers 3W is still more than enough. With the addition of the experience Halo, the level of these pterosaur cavalry will soon reach level 20. Zhao Yuan also said, there is also a red dragon cave nearby. When the time comes to accumulate troops, we will lead the army to slaughter the pure blood dragons directly. Zhang Wen looked at the towering and mysterious mage tower and said, there are faint blue runes flickering on the altar, don't the mages on it need to eat and drink? We suffered a lot from the defensive towers in the first battle just now. It can be said that among the dead pterodactyl cavalry, 4,000 were killed by the defensive towers in an instant, and even the blood recovery halo can't save them. And now we have a more powerful mage tower. If other forces want to attack our guild resident, we will definitely let him come and go. Shu Yushan had a sudden thought. Zhao Yuan, can those 2 reserve teammates you mentioned join our guild and then teleport them directly to the guild's resident? In this way, we can meet in advance, and even 6 of us go out with the pterodactyl cavalry legion to hunt and kill ferocious beasts. Zhao Yuan suddenly realized, I forgot that you can also do this. Friends can invite each other to join the guild, and guild members can teleport into the guild's resident. I'll ask the two of them now and try to get them to join the guild. If I had known about letting the two of them join the guild in advance, I would have been able to participate in the guild just now, and the battle damage would have been reduced a lot. And that Ku Zhaoking has a very high level of stealth skills. I guess it should be group stealth, which is very useful for guild battles. At the same time, Zhao Yuan noticed an abnormality. As the guild leader, under the control of his mind, several level 13 pterosaurs instantly lifted into the air. A strange bird with the face of an old man ran away in a hurry, and was trying to check the specific situation of the deceitful soldiers guild just now. I've seen this strange bird more than once, but it's too fast to stop. Yun Ning comforted. It's okay, strength is the foundation of all actions, and now our guild is so powerful, self-protection is always no problem. Zhang Wen also laughed and said, that's right, if there are really highly intelligent beasts trying to attack us, it's a good time to see the power of this mage tower. Outside Qingyan town, near the Magma Mountains, Huang Xian and Lu Qingjun were on their way back to Qingyan town. They were hunting beasts in the Magma Mountains. All of a sudden, I heard the area announcement that the creepy soldiers were attacking Milan, and in the end it was the creepy soldiers who won. And Tujun sent them an order to leave the Magma Mountain quickly, and then prepare for the assassination. Tuo really wants to cause civil unrest in Qingyan town, use Milan's knife to weaken Zhao Yuan, and finally send out a killer. A strong assassination of Zhao Yuan. But Zhao Yuan took the initiative to fight Milan, it's outrageous. Lu Qingjun said to Huang Xian. Now Zhao Yuan's power should be seriously weakened, because Milan is really strong. Even if he uses the materials after the guild battle to explode his troops, it's still level 1 garbage. Huang Xian said, still very puzzled. But what I'm worried about is, doesn't this make Zhao Yuan keep upgrading? Isn't Zhao Yuan becoming stronger and stronger? The difficulty of assassination must have increased. Lu Qingjun also frowned and said, now I can't figure out what Tujun is planning. Although everything is going according to Tujun's plan, I also feel that Zhao Yuan's promotion has become more and more abnormal during this period of time. Boom! Lu Qingjun and Huang Xian felt the natural disaster-level earthquake, and they fell to the ground completely uncontrollably. Their pupils constricted violently, and at the same time, they looked back. The magma mountain that was calm just now, the largest volcano erupted now. And this area has at least 20,000 players leveling, and they are all high-end players at level 25. At this time, they are all flooded by red-hot magma, and the dead can't die anymore. Lu Qingjun opened his mouth wide, and said intermittently, how could it be like this? Takuma told us to leave quickly because he calculated that the volcano would erupt. Is this active volcano eruption also planned? A bright red scene was reflected in Huang Xian's pupils. The tallest volcano erupted, hot magma surged out, and the entire mountain range was submerged in magma. In the crater, a giant creature with a strange crown inlaid on its head stood up. A strange bird with an old man's face hovers beside the giant creature. Chapter 91. The Balrog. Isn't the Balrog already killed? Lu Qingjun said incredulously. Huang Xian ran away quickly. Hurry up, the catastrophe event will be triggered later, and the safe zone and teleportation point will be invalid. The majestic body crawled out of the crater, and more than 20,000 players died in the entire magma mountain range, and life essence gushed out of their bodies. After absorbing the life energy of these 20,000 people, the Balrog, who was already infinitely close to the king level, successfully broke through from the overlord level to the king level. The level of life has undergone a qualitative change. He has planned for today's layout for a long time. One of the purposes is to cause civil strife among the tribes, kill each other, and wear down the guild's arms. The second purpose is to attract a large number of human beings to approach the magma mountains, and then kill them all to absorb their life essence, so as to be promoted to the king rank. The strange bird with the face of an old man said, Lord Flame Demon, the civil strife in Qingyan town has completely broken out, and the strength of each other has been seriously consumed. The newly established Guild of Deceitful Soldiers became the final winner, but the loss must have been heavy. 7. Even if he used the supplies he got from the guild battle to explode, it's still level 1 garbage, useless. However, I couldn't get close to the resident of the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers. At first, there was a protective barrier of the new guild, which prevented me from checking. The follow-up is the appearance of Zhao Yuan. This human's forced taunt exceeds 3,000 meters. I always check at a distance of 4,000 meters, so I can't see clearly the attributes of the troops of the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers. The Balrog responded, no matter what the guild's arms are, I have now been promoted to the king rank, and the power of Qingyan Town has reached the lowest point ever. I will easily smash the city wall of Qingyan Town and burn the whole town. Zhao Yuan originally wanted to send Zhang Fengwu a private message, and then invite him to join his guild, so that he could meet and form a team in advance. But the sudden regional announcement took everyone by surprise. Regional announcement. Disaster event. Balrog invasion. The safe zone and teleportation point have expired, players are requested to prepare for battle. Warn. The attack of king-level creatures is extremely dangerous. The battlefield scoreboard has been opened. After the catastrophe event is over, the points can be exchanged for rewards. Zhou Hang, who was full of distress, immediately said, I knew that the Balrog died too easily. He was obviously the most powerful creature outside Qingyan Town, but he was killed by level 15 Zhao Yuan. Li Sheng also echoed. At that time, everyone thought that Zhao Yuan was too powerful and his anti-armor skill mechanism was perverted. Now that I think about it, Balrog deliberately let a fake Balrog die for us to see. Wait, I understand. Zhou Hang's thoughts flashed, and he immediately guessed the truth. After the death of the Balrog, there were no foreign enemies in Qingyan Town, and our 5 guilds began to strife. The Balrog wants to. The Balrog is trying to weaken the power of the human race from within, and then destroy Qingyan Town in one fell swoop. Yun Ning analyzed in the guild's resident. Zhao Yuan added. After the death of the Balrog, the Magma Mountain area became a popular upgrade area. At this point in time, if it weren't for the guild battle between Mylan and S, there would be at least 40,000 people hunting monsters in the Magma Mountain. These players should all be dead. Zhao Yuan continued. Let's go. The Balrog thought that the human race in Qingyan Town suffered heavy losses due to civil strife, but it didn't expect that the units converted from my light gold unit reincarnation pool were initially level 5. The 4 of us, plus 3.15W pterosaurs, other players, and town guards, the chances of winning are still very high. Zhang Wen echoed. It's not just a king-level creature. It's not like we haven't slaughtered it before. With the strategy of sharing the damage with each other and then relying on Zhao Yuan's SSS level anti-armor to output, the king-level Balrog can also be killed. Yun Ning said from the side. Zhang Fengwu and the others cannot participate. Although they can teleport into the guild's residence, they will only return to their own town when they leave. Afterwards, the 4 of them withdrew from the guild's residence. At this time, the whole town was on alert, and the city wall that had just been repaired had to suffer another severe blow. Ordinary players panicked. Our Qingyan Town is in chaos, and the 5 major guilds are gone. How can we defend? The timing of the Balrog's invasion is too precise, isn't it? At this point in time, our Qingyan Town is so fragile, how can we stop the king-level creature? Another ordinary player said, isn't there still a guild of deceitful soldiers? Since he, Zhao Yuan, killed Mylan himself, he is definitely much stronger than Mylan. But in the guild battle, the guild of deceitful soldiers must have suffered heavy losses. With only 4 members of deceitful soldiers, the number of guild arms must have suffered a lot. Zhao Yuan returned to the city wall of Qingyan Town, and the defenders around him were all familiar. They were all former members of the 5 major guilds, but now all the guilds have been disbanded, and there is no guild unit to draw on. Zhou Hang, Li Sheng, Zhang Kai, Xu Ji, Wang Hansheng, and others all appeared on the city wall, and their combat power was weakened a lot. Because they participated in guild battles, death, resurrection, and leveling would inevitably occur. Decline. It's good to drop 1 level. Zhou Hang looked at Zhao Yuan and said with a smile, I didn't expect to see you again so soon. Zhao Yuan responded with a calm expression. Don't worry, I have the tiger talisman in my hand. Li Sheng said worriedly. It's useless to have the troop-adjusting tiger amulet. Zhao Yuan, although your pterodactyl cavalry is of light gold quality, but the newly reincarnated troops are all level 1, and their attributes are too low. I think it still depends on your anti-armor skills. The mayor on the beacon tower in the distance was also full of worry. The town guards set up giant ballistas and catapults. At the end of everyone's sight, a piece of pure and magnificent red magma appeared. Where the magma passed, all life was melted, and a magnificent humanoid body slowly walked towards Qingyan town with the sun on its back. There is no huge wave of ferocious beasts, there is only one unit of the Balrog, but the magma sea that spreads out of the Balrog crossing the border is enough to destroy everything. Balrog. Quality. King class. Level. LV 35. HP. 400W. Magic value. 50W. Strength. 6,500. Constitution. 7,000. Agility. 5,500. Intelligence. 5,500. Skills. Split, Black Cloud, High Temperature, Magma Sea. Zhao Yuan said. The highest physical attribute has reached 7,000 points, 400W blood volume, this split skill. The weak Balrog we killed last time should be a fake that was split from it, and it is not of the same magnitude at all. Zhou Heng's current level is 29. He was resurrected once in the guild battle, and his level dropped by 1 level. We have seen the Black Cloud and High Temperature skills before. They are nothing more than stronger. This Magma Sea skill has replaced the previous Volcanic Eruption skill, which means it is Balrog's map bombing skill. Zhao Yuan didn't activate the Trooping Tiger Talisman right away, because he was worried that Balrog's range skills would cause a large number of pterosaur casualties. And the 2W multi-winged dragoons are all level 5, even if they have blood volume halo and blood recovery halo, they will still be killed in seconds. Shu Yushan looked at the magma ocean spreading across the land and said, my mechanical tank probably won't be able to help you, the ground is flooded with magma, and the mechanical tank will be melted by the high temperature. Zhao Yuan looked at the presidents of the other 5 guilds, everyone, now is the moment of life and death. Once Qingyan town is destroyed, we may have to walk for several months before we can move to the nearest town. And the death toll will be horrific. Wang Hansheng responded. Our guild has been forcibly disbanded, and we don't have half a guild unit in our hands. Do you expect us to help you? There is nothing we can do to help. This king-level Balrog is coming in a menacing manner. This time, it is estimated that it will be miserable. Zhou Heng interrupted. I'm a mage, so I can't help you share the damage, but there is a powerful priest in my wasteland reclamation team, and her healing skills have a long range. I'll let her do her best to help you recover your blood. After all, you are the key to fighting the Balrog. The combined attacks of all of us may not be able to recover as much blood as a king-level creature. The Balrog has a height of 15 meters, a dark red rock body, a huge vertical eye, and a strange crown inlaid on the top of the head. There are many strange patterns and mysterious marks engraved on the rock skin, and scarlet light spots are emitted one after another. Being able to plan the civil strife in Qingyan town, the Balrog's wisdom is terrifyingly high, it did not hesitate at all, and directly released the Black Cloud skills. A large amount of thick black mist sprayed out from the pores of the body, spreading towards the city wall. Zhao Yuan jumped off the city wall, trampling on the red-hot magma with his feet. He had to fight the Balrog alone, because no one else could resist the Balrog's attack 3 times. Due to Zhao Yuan's high defense value, even if he stepped on the magma, his blood volume would only be deducted thousands of points per second, and the madman's passivity would be instantly restored. Draw a knife and mock. Zhao Yuan entered the sprint state and forcibly taunted the king-level Balrog. Even if the opponent had super high intelligence, he could only attack Zhao Yuan desperately, instead of crossing Zhao Yuan, directly tearing down the city wall and destroying Qingyan town. The water-type and ice-type abilities on the city wall continuously released spell attacks, which fell on the magma, causing the magma to extinguish or even freeze into ice. High temperature. At this time, Zhao Yuan was already covered by black clouds, and the Balrog's one-eyed erupted a majestic pillar of fire, crushing towards Zhao Yuan and igniting the nearby black clouds at the same time. The black cloud exploded violently in an instant. Zhao Yuan activated the indestructible golden body. The defense value doubled within 1.6 seconds, and the double defense almost broke 200W. Battle information. Suffering damage from Balrog skills, blood volume reduced by 12%, triggering SSS level anti-armor, causing 7W real damage, causing 7W real damage, causing. At this time, Zhao Yuan was shrouded by Yun Ning's 5-fold halo. With the return of blood, the blood-sucking halo, and his own madman passive, his blood volume quickly rose. As soon as the light green magic light bullet slid out of an arc in midair, it fell near Zhao Yuan and exploded. This is the powerful priest mentioned by Zhou Hang, and the distance of the healing ability exceeds 1000 meters. And the amount of treatment is very high. Zhao Yuan's blood volume is fully restored under multiple treatments. The Balrog has a total of 400,000 HP. Just now, the explosion of the black cloud was multi-stage damage, so it also triggered multiple counter-injuries, and a total of 40,000 HP of the Balrog was destroyed. Zhao Yuan said to himself. In the eyes of the players in the back, Zhao Yuan was completely single-handedly fighting the king-level Balrog, and he knocked out 1/10 of the opponent's health bar as soon as they fought. And Zhao Yuan has recovered to full blood, which is almost crushing the Balrog. Zhou Hang said with relief. It's no wonder that the 5 defensive towers blasted him together during the guild battle, and Zhao Yuan's health bar barely moved. It turns out that he has become so powerful. Li Sheng exclaimed. Why do I feel that I don't need us? Zhao Yuan alone is enough to kill the Balrog. Is this really the level of individual combat power? Wang Hansheng's eyes were vicious. Just now Zhao Yuan activated a certain skill, and there was a layer of faint golden aura on his body, but it only lasted for about 1.5 seconds. This should be some kind of defense-enhancing skill. Obviously, the cooling time is not short. The next time the Balrog attacks, Zhao Yuan will not only lose so much blood. Zhang Wen said lightly. And me, when Zhao Yuan's blood volume can't hold up, I'll be on top. The Balrog's wisdom is very high, and he also understands that the black cloud plus high temperature will cause multiple counter-injuries, but it was forced to ridicule it, and it has no choice at all, and can only attack Zhao Yuan with all its strength. And the Balrog himself was also shocked. As a king-level creature, he was still forced to be mocked for 30 seconds. The priority of this skill was terrible. At this time, all the combat units on the city wall were frantically outputting. Although they were far away from the Balrog, the attack also lowered the temperature of the magma on the ground. For example, when an arrow is shot and melted in the magma, it consumes part of the heat of the magma. As long as the attack is dense enough, this layer of magma can be extinguished. In particular, the abilities of the water system and the ice system are the most suitable at this time. If the magma sea spreads for a while, the roots of the city walls will be melted. Balrog directly uses his most powerful skills. Magma Sea. The terrifying scalding magma rose up like a wave in the ocean, even several meters higher than the city wall, obscuring the blazing sunlight, as if the Doomsday attack was crushing Zhao Yuan. At the same time, he also slapped towards Qingyan town. Looking at this world-destroying attack, Zhao Yuan was fortunate that he did not send the pterosaur cavalry over, otherwise all of them would be melted, and half of the 3.15W unit of pterosaur cavalry would not be able to avoid it, and would be directly covered by magma. Zhou Hang roared in horror. Flee! This city wall can't stop it, this is the strongest magma sea skill of the Balrog. The players jumped frantically from the city wall, and it was only a 10-meter high city wall anyway, and at most fell half-blood. The players scattered like birds and beasts, but Zhao Yuan had to face the strongest blow of the Balrog alone. Watching the 10-meter high scarlet wave slap down at him, Zhao Yuan calmly activated the active effect of Howtooling. Obtained 8% damage reduction, and at the same time turned on the 5-second dominance effect of the bull's costume and the indestructible golden body. Boom! Zhao Yuan was directly submerged in the magma ocean, and the bluestone city wall at the rear was instantly melted by the magma, leaving only the incomplete foundation. Many players who couldn't escape were also engulfed by lava, and they didn't even have time to scream. Battle information. Suffering from the magma sea skill damage, the blood volume is reduced by 50%, triggering the SSS level anti-armor effect, causing 7.1W real damage. 9,238 points of blood have been sucked. Blood has been sucked. There were scars on the Balrog's body, and hot lava flowed out of the wound. At first, when Zhao Yuan stepped on the magma submerged on the ground, he would suffer burn damage every second, but he couldn't trigger multiple counter-injuries to the Balrog. But now that Balrog used the map cannon skill, the lava that stained Zhao Yuan's body caused melting damage to him every second. Zhao Yuan's anti-armor is triggered once every second, and each time it reflects the real damage according to the Balrog's own attack attributes. Balrog's blood bar dropped rapidly like flowing water. At the same time, the The anti-armor caused a lot of damage per second, and Zhao Yuan was able to suck blood to a high amount. Although he lost Zhou Heng's exclusive auxiliary healing, Zhao Yuan's blood volume returned to a healthy state thanks to the 12% blood-sucking attribute. The most important thing is that Zhao Yuan still keeps the active healing effect of the lunatic and has not used it. Why does it feel like I'm enough alone? Zhao Yuan said to himself. Other players might as well hide inside Qingyan town, all of them are my burden. At this time, the Balrog's blood volume had been reduced by half. In order to resolve the battle as soon as possible, Zhao Yuan took out a piece of copper tiger talisman from his backpack. Tiger talisman. After use, all combat units in the guild can be sent to the battlefield, and they can return to the guild within half an hour. Kang. Zhao Yuan crushed the tiger talisman in his hand, and slapped it hard on the ground. A dazzling white on quickly expanded from the ground, straight to the sky. That's the teleportation light array of the tiger talisman. Zhou Heng saw the white beam of light piercing the sky in Qingyan town. In the next second, a lot of dragon roars resounded from the central light beam, and pterodactyl cavalry with a size of 4 meters circled and flew out of it. The battalion commander led the troops, and a whole 3.15W unit of pterosaur cavalry covered the air. The Balrog, taking advantage of the interval between Zhao Yuan's taunt, approached Qingyan town, and opened its huge mouth to absorb the human spirit that died in the magma sea. The blood volume began to recover rapidly, and its own attributes were also growing. Yun Ning. About 40,000 players died in the magma sea attack just now. This is Zhao Yuan's forced taunting of the Balrog. As a result, the center of Balrog's attack is not on the city wall, but on Zhao Yuan, otherwise even we will be affected. Now the Balrog is actually absorbing the life energy of the dead player. Could it be that the players who are leveling in the magma mountains are also absorbing the energy to strengthen the Balrog itself? Zhou Heng has seen the horror of the pterodactyl cavalry before, but the most powerful attack of the pterosaur cavalry is the dragon flame skill, and the fire resistance of the Balrog is so high that it can even be immune to fire damage. 3. The pterosaur cavalry of the 15W unit spit out dragon flames frantically, and the cavalry on their backs projected short-handled spears and shot arrows in their hands. Balrog's blood volume dropped rapidly, and the players behind even saw the hope of victory. Takuma is currently communicating with Apt of the beautiful country. Tujun. Don't worry, this assassination is foolproof. With Zhao Yuan's current strength, he can definitely kill the king-level Balrog, but his whole cards will also be exhausted. At that time, we will send SSS level ability users to forcibly teleport into Qingyan town and kill Zhao Yuan. Apt has a profound facial features, blue eyes, and asked with great interest. How do you know that Zhao Yuan will defeat all the other guilds in the end, and then the Balrog will be resurrected? Tujun said respectfully. There is actually a terrifying creature with high intelligence hidden outside every town. This seems to be a disaster forced by the Doomsday system, but it will only happen sooner or later. Although the Balrog that appeared for the first time is very powerful, its wisdom is too low. It's not difficult to guess that the real Balrog deliberately showed the illusion of death, and then caused chaos in Qingyan town, and finally harvested the lives of players in the Magma Mountain area. This level of Balrog can use up all the cards on Zhao Yuan's body, and then our assassins on both sides can harvest Zhao Yuan's life without fail. Use the precious skill talisman to rub the skills of the 4 Zhao Yuan, so that in the future national war, Xia will lose 4 top experts, and our 2 countries will have several SSS level ability users. Abbott laughed and said, "It's not our 2 countries, but our beautiful country." Tujun's expression changed suddenly. What does this mean? Abbott responded, "For the skills of the 4 Zhao Yuan, we need 2/3 of the skills of the beautiful country. As a price, our beautiful country will try our best to support your Sakura country on the national battlefield in the near future." Tujun had already guessed that this would be the result. In fact, it was not the beautiful country that he took the initiative to find, but the other party took the initiative to find him. The national combat power of the beautiful country is undoubtedly one of the top few national regions. Let alone Tujun, even if it was Tujun's immediate boss, he could only humbly nod in agreement. Tujun's thoughts turned suddenly. He originally thought that the beautiful country would not leave him skill talismans at all, but now it is a good ending to be able to leave 1/3. Although this third must be left by the other party, it can finally make up for the death of the talented player Yamashita. And getting the support of the beautiful country in the national war is also a miracle. It's a pity that Apt, like him, is infiltrating people in the country of Sha. Huang Xian informed Apt of the specific situation of Qingyan town, so the beautiful country has also strongly intervened, otherwise, Tuo really wants to eat these skill talismans alone. Tu Jun quickly responded, okay. I hope to get your assistance on the national battlefield. Zhao Yuan received a private message from Zhang Fengwu, probably replying to Zhao Yuan's guild invitation, but Zhao Yuan didn't have time to reply now, so he replied with a thought, I'm in danger. After absorbing the life essence, the cooldown of all the skills of the Balrog was cleared. It released the 3 skills of Black Cloud, High Temperature and Magma Sea at the same time, and came to attack Zhao Yuan. The continuous damage of the magma can trigger Zhao Yuan's anti-armor every second. As long as Zhao Yuan sustains this wave of burst damage, Balrog will almost fall into residual blood. What's more, he still has the madman's active healing skills in his hand. Thick black smoke enveloped the area near Zhao Yuan, and the high tide of magma slammed down violently, giving Zhao Yuan the feeling of facing the wrath of nature. Not bad gold body. Zhao Yuan couldn't breathe anymore. The magma submerged him to a height of several meters, the black smoke was ignited by the high temperature, and a violent explosion occurred. Battle information. Suffering skill damage, blood volume reduced by 60%. Trigger SSS level anti-armor, causing 7.20000 points of real damage, causing 7.10000 points of real damage, causing. Zhao Yuan's blood volume was continuously deducted by the melting injuries, and the Balrog was also constantly pierced through the body by the real damage counter injuries, and both sides were seriously injured. Zhao Yuan saw the right moment, released the active effect of the lunatic, and instantly healed the injuries all over his body, and the skin that was originally scorched red also returned to normal. And the Balrog has only the last trace of blood left. Many pterosaurs were burned in midair, turning into corpses and falling into the flames. When Zhao Yuan was about to strike the Balrog for the final blow, 2 figures stepped out from the teleportation point in the void, one with a deep silhouette and one with a short stature. SSS level burning rays. The eyes of the man with deep facial contours were red, and the endless pulse energy converged in the eyes, spraying out 2 scorching rays that could penetrate steel, and touched Zhao Yuan's body. And another short man dressed as a ninja made a mark on his hands, which caused the thunder and lead clouds to roll. SS's level thunder done, Qilin. Under the guidance of Chakra, a large number of blue thunders turned into a lively Qilin, and just Zhao Lei at the edge killed a large number of pterosaur cavalry. Zhao Yuan blocked the scorching rays with his arm, and was bitten by thunder Qilin in the next second. In an instant, a thunderstorm appeared. Battle information. Inflicted skill damage, blood volume reduced by 23%. HP reduced by 30%. Trigger SSS level anti-armor, causing 6.5W real damage, causing 7.4W real damage. The sound of broken mirrors came from the bodies of the 2 unknown enemies. This was a barrier item that could block the attack. The feature is that it can only be blocked once. Whether it is 100W damage or 1 damage, it will only break the barrier. And the killers have prepared a lot of disposable barrier props in order to be immune to Zhao Yuan's anti-armor damage. At this time, Zhao Yuan turned on the bone demon possession, rushed over in one breath, and used backstabs, punches, bloody fists, and mountain-destroying fists to frantically attack the enemy. Zhang Wen was mentioned in the information of the 2 enemies, but it was not mentioned that Zhang Wen could possess a king-level summon. This seriously disrupted the preparations of the 2 killers, but the man with deep facial features raised his right hand. SS level ability, metal manipulation. Zhao Yuan's armor and shield were all made of metal. At this time, a severe squeeze occurred, and it seemed that he wanted to crush Zhao Yuan into meat sauce. But Zhao Yuan, who had experienced Ku Zhao King's Last Supper skill, responded quickly and immediately disarmed all equipment. Both of these enemies are super strong at level 30, and players above level 30 are prohibited from entering the town. Newcomers can grow up in the town for a certain period of time, and will not be slaughtered by the strong. It is very difficult to be able to teleport to Qingyan town across the country, and Sakura country cannot send more advanced killers here. SS Ninja. lightning tornado. The diminutive ninja quickly formed a seal, and a huge tornado swept toward Zhao Yuan with violent thunder and lightning. Zhao Yuan turned on the undead golden body to fight hard, but his health was getting more and more dangerous, and the battle with the Balrog had already exhausted all his cards. Facing a level 30 SSS level capable user and a killer with a large number of disposable barrier items, Zhao Yuan felt powerless. This was planned by the enemy for a long time. This one-time barrier item is extremely expensive, and so many can be prepared in advance in order to completely abolish Zhao Yuan's anti-armor skills. And Zhang Wen's fists were invincible to 4 hands, the scorching rays penetrated the bone demon's shoulders, and the thunder Qilin bit his skull to pieces. Zhao Yuan's health is only 20% left. At the time of desperation, 2 figures emerged, like 2 killers, walking out of the teleportation point in the void. The people who came were Zhang Fengwu and Ku Zhaoqing. Zhang Fengwu used the SS level, Great Movement of Heaven and Earth, to forcibly remove 2 enemies and rescue Zhao Yuan. At the same time, he pulled out the purple quality saber, and the corners of his handsome face raised his mouth and said, "What a strong enemy, you can have a good fight." Ku Zhaoqing explained, "The 2 of us are very strong, and we have obtained a lot of precious items in various secret realms, and there are exactly 2 positioning teleportation charms." Zhang Fengwu saw that you didn't reply for a long time, and I guessed that you were in danger, and then we sent it over. I didn't expect it to come at the right time. SS level Saint. Ku Zhaoqing used an SS level single attack skill to lock the short ninja. Zhang Fengwu used the SS level Dugu 9 swords, using the 9 sun scriptures as the foundation of everything, and shot himself alone at the enemy who sprayed hot rays from his eyes. In the next second, Zhao Yuan was invisible. This was the effect of Hades' invisibility hat, which enabled super high-level group invisibility. Zhao Yuan only needed to rest for a few seconds before returning to full health. The handsome Zhang Fengwu displayed the S-level Juyang mantra. SS level Universe Teleportation. S level Lingbo Microstep. SS level Dugu 9 Swords. Ku Zhaoqing released the S-Class Mermaid. SS level Saint. S-Class Last Supper. SS Class Hades Invisibility Cap. Coupled with Zhao Yuan and Zhang Wen's participation in the battle, the one-time barriers on the 2 enemies were all broken, and their blood volume dropped like crazy. The 2 enemies wanted to escape, but Zhao Yuan kept drawing his sword to taunt and didn't use it. At this time, he used Zhang Wen's Bone Mound skill to trap the enemies. Click. With a flash of sword light, the head fell to the ground. 2 SSS level ability users were brutally slaughtered by 4 people. In the end, it was Zhang Fengwu who killed the ninja, and Zhao Yuan who killed the supernatural being with the western face. As early as the beginning, Zhao Yuan pulled Zhang Fengwu into the team, so they have been shrouded in Yuning's 5-fold halo. At this time, Zhang Fengwu stepped lightly, approaching the Balrog like a white crane flying across, and cut off his last blood volume with a sword. "It's such a long way to come here to save you, isn't it a big deal to collect some benefits?" Zhang Fengwu said with a smile. "To be honest, Ku Zhaoqing and I hesitated for a long time, considering whether we should consume 2 precious positioning teleportation charms, so we dragged on for so long, but you have seen the ending, the 2 of us chose to save you." Zhao Yuan nodded in response. "You killed the ninja, and all the dropped items belong to you, of course." At this time, a large amount of system information emerges. Battle information. Enemy players have been killed, 400,000 experience points have been obtained, and 230,000 skill proficiency points have been obtained *26 times. All the equipment, props, and copper coins of the hostile player have been obtained, and a skill can be randomly replaced with the target. The player has drawn an SSS level Scorching Ray, do you choose to replace it? Zhao Yuan didn't rush to make a choice, but opened his backpack and saw 3 skill talismans, which should be used to rub his own skills. Zhao Yuan used the skill talisman to rub the target's SSS level Scorching Rays, SS level Metal abilities, and S level Storm abilities. With a large amount of experience points and the addition of Yuning's experience halo, Zhao Yuan was successfully promoted to level 24. Battle information. Killing the Balrog triggers the talent, billion times proficiency, and the current acquisition multiplier is 26 times. Participate in killing the Balrog and get 200 battlefield points. Get 600,000 experience points and 300,000 skill proficiency points *26 times. Zhao Yuan upgraded again, entering level 25. Killing the Balrog made him raise 1 level, and killing an SSS level ability user also made Zhao Yuan raise 1 level. Zhao Yuan reminded Zhang Fengwu that he could use the skill talisman in the enemy's backpack to rub skills. Replacement is impossible. The skills don't match at all. If you replace them hastily, your combat power may decrease. The battle points at this time are: first, Zhao Yuan 2,100 points. Second, Yunning 1,900 points. Third, Zhongwen 900 points. There is no beast tide in this catastrophe event, so the way to get points is to destroy the percentage of the Balrog's blood volume. Zhao Yuan's 2,100 battlefield points were all consumed, which became his generous reward. Integral rewards. Players have obtained level 25 blue equipment, 9-piece set pet capture bottle, light gold pet low-level evolution stone, 100 million copper coins, large experience potion 10, blue fashion, 4-piece set level 1 strengthening stone 100. Zhao Yuan immediately drank 10 bottles of large-scale experience potions, and raised his level again, reaching level 26. He has raised 3 levels in one go, and can get a brand new SSS level skill. Battle information. SSS level anti-armor, sword drawn taunt, lunatic, sanction windbreaker, copperhead and iron back upgrade by 6 levels. Player over level 25, get the S level skill, Oath. Trigger talent, eternal blessing, all skills will remain at SSS level. S level Oath is promoted to SSS level Oath Shield. Oath Shield LV1 SSS level actively establish an oath for friendly units within 100 meters, all damage suffered by friendly units will be completely transferred to yourself, and you can turn off the oath effect by yourself. Passively increases damage reduction effect by 2%. This new skill has 2 passive effects. The first is that it can help teammates around you take damage, and taking damage for friends can also trigger an SSS level anti-armor effect. The second effect is to increase the damage reduction attribute by 2%. Only level 1 can provide 2% damage reduction. As this skill gradually increases to level 100, it will provide a high percentage damage reduction attribute. Originally, Zhao Yuan's defense was terribly high, and coupled with the percentage damage reduction, Zhao Yuan was constantly approaching the direction of the strongest tank. With the ability of Oath Shield, until Zhao Yuan dies, his teammates will not take a single bit of damage. Even Yun Ning can dance in front of the Balrog without worrying about her own safety. All injuries will be taken over from Zhao Yuan, and the damage judgment is based on Zhao Yuan's own attributes. Zhao Yuan also obtained a complete set of level 25 blue equipment. The level 20 blue equipment just now was crushed and deformed by the enemy's SS level metal ability, and it can no longer be repaired. Zhao Yuan can just replace this set of blue equipment with stronger attributes. 100 million copper coins can allow Zhao Yuan to try to upgrade magic weapons and accessories, and the pet capture bottle of light gold quality can be used in the subsequent secret realms. Pet low-level evolution stones can improve the pet's form, evolving from infancy to growth. There is also a set of precious blue fashion. The attributes are: block fashion, quality, blue, wear level, 25. Attribute 1, HP plus 5W. Attribute 2, resistance plus 600. Attribute 3, shield defense plus 20%. Attribute 4, use a shield to defend, plus 9% chance to block. Zhao Yuan replaced the previous white costume with a blue blocking costume. The last attribute is the shield's chance of blocking plus 9%. If the shield is successful, it will not suffer any damage. Zhao Yuan said, "Ninja skills should be players from the Sakura Kingdom, and the enemy I killed has a typical Western face, with blue eyes and deep contours." Yun Ning took the words and analyzed. It should be people from the beautiful country and the cherry blossom country who joined forces to try to assassinate the newcomer and strong man from the Sha country. But what they carry is a one-time barrier item, which is extremely resistant to Zhao Yuan's anti-armor skills, indicating that they know our intelligence. However, Zhang Wen hasn't revealed his combat power in front of the public for a long time, so Zhang Wen's strength has far exceeded their expectations. Zhang Wen nodded and agreed. That's right, if there were no one-time barrier props, these SSS level ability users have such high attack attributes, they might be out of blood after a single retaliation, and they are not Zhao Yuan's opponents at all. There seemed to be stars in Zhang Fengwu's eyes, and he said, there must be an enemy in Qingyan Town, Anzi, who has fully informed Sakura Kingdom of your information. Ku Zhaoqing. Pretty Country and Cherry Blossom Country should feel distressed for a long time now. 2 level 30 players with such high potential died. And skill talismans are extremely precious and rare props. Even if the enemy wants to collect them, they will have to spend a lot of money. Zhao Yuan finally said, the teleportation talisman you use is one way, just follow us and form a team. Zhao Yuan initiated a guild invitation to the 2 and pulled them into the team chat. After 30 minutes, the pterodactyl cavalry was teleported back to the guild's garrison. This battle lost 5,000 plus pterosaur cavalry, some were killed by the Balrog, and some were killed by 2 assassins. After counting all the trophies and losses, the sky was completely dark, and only the incomplete foundation remained of the Bluestone City wall, and more than 50,000 players died in total. At this time, the team has a total of 6 members. Zhao Yuan's level has reached 26, Zhang Fengwu and Ku Zhaoqing are 25, and the other members are 24. At level 25, you can form a team to compete. Zhao Yuan teamed up with 2 new teammates to compete a few times, earn some competition coins, and return to the inn to rest. On Tujun's side, disaster is imminent. Ibit blamed Takuma for the failure of this operation, not to mention supporting the Sakura country in the national war. It would be good not to be hostile. And Tujun's mission to assassinate the genius of Sha Guo failed twice in a row, and was secretly executed by the top management of Sakura. Lu Qingjun suddenly became an ownerless person, and his immediate boss was executed. Whether he can continue to obtain resources from Sakura Nation in the future is still a big question. How could Zhao Yuan have 2 more powerful teammates? Didn't he stay in Qingyan Town all the time? These 2 teammates arrived too timely. Could it be that Zhao Yuan was already on guard against the assassination of Sakura Nation? Did he keep it on purpose? No, Zhao Yuan is too scary, I don't want to be near him anymore. The next day, the team of 6 assembled. Zhao Yuan said, I want to enter the pet secret realm and catch a pet. And the pet secret realm can only be entered by a single person. Yunning, please don't open it for now. Yunning nodded and said, then I, Zhang Fengwu and Ku Zhaoqing will lead the guild troops to hunt down the nearby beast forces. The 3 of you will catch a pet first. Zhang Wen responded, I have already purchased green quality capture bottles in the competition mall, and I don't know what quality pets I can capture. Xu Yushan also took out a simple, palm-sized key, and chose to open the pet secret realm. Zhao Yuan's pet secret key is of light gold quality, and there is a high probability of encountering high-quality pets inside. And Zhao Yuan also had a light gold quality capture bottle in his hand. Zhao Yuan used the secret key to teleport to the secret. This is a forest lined with giant trees, and the vast giant trees seem to be hundreds of meters high. Pet secret realm rules. Killing creatures in the final stage will encounter their cubs, which can be captured by using a capture bottle, and can be withdrawn at any time during the process. Afterwards, soldiers in armor appeared in the forest, either with long swords or hard bows. Sword Guard. Quality. Overlord. Level. LV 35. Blood Volume. 30W. Magic Value. 2W. Strength. 5,000. Constitution. 4,000. Agility. 5,000. Intelligence. 1,000. Skills. Sting, Armor Piercing. The Overlord level creature of LV 35, for the current Zhao Yuan, can't break the defense at all. Zhao Yuan activates the active effect of sanctioning the Windbreaker. Pushing all the way, a large number of monsters were killed by anti-armor and burning fields. At the same time, Zhao Yuan's new skill Shield of Pledge has also gained a lot of skill proficiency. Level 1 can passively increase the damage reduction effect by 2%. After level 100, it may reach 50% damage reduction. This passive effect alone is worthy of the SSS rank, not to mention the effect of helping teammates take damage. After Zhao Yuan pushed 3 waves of monsters all the way, he finally encountered the creature in the final stage, which was just a white fox with 4 tails. After killing this white fox, most of the people encountered are white fox cubs. They look good, but I don't know what quality it is. Zhao Yuan unleashes the sword drawing taunt. activates the indestructible golden body, and easily fights against the four-tailed white fox. This is a Dominator-level creature, which is still not enough to look at in front of Zhao Yuan. All kinds of magic attacks hit Zhao Yuan's body, and it is impossible to break through the defense. Battle information. Suffer 5 points of damage, trigger the SSS level anti-armor effect, and reflect the real damage according to the opponent's damage attribute. Cause 4.6 W points of real damage. The Sanction Windbreaker has been turned on, causing 3.6 W serious injury and burning damage to enemy units within a range of 2,400 meters per second. Because Zhao Yuan's defense and blood volume attributes have improved by leaps and bounds, the burning damage of the Sanction Windbreaker has also increased accordingly. The White Fox's huge size kept attacking Zhao Yuan, but all of them were blocked by the one-handed shield in Zhao Yuan's hand. 5 minutes later, the boss fell to the ground, and the white Mizusawa fur was stained with bright blood. 7K Wen Gua. A young white fox appeared from nearby, and Zhao Yuan was about to capture it with a capture bottle. Hearing a cry suddenly, Zhao Yuan felt his soul tremble. He looked up instinctively, only to see the long and narrow and magnificent crimson tail feathers passing over the clouds. What creature? This flashing red tail feather is similar to that of a peacock. But this size is too huge. A corner of Kai Wei Ling is more than 10 meters long. How big is the body? Zhao Yuan's thoughts turned. Wait, there won't be hidden beasts here, right? Opportunities hidden in the secret realm of pale gold quality pets. Zhao Yuan was hesitant, seeing that the white fox in the cub stage was about to escape, and Zhao Yuan only brought this light gold capture bottle. He thought that this one capture would be 100% successful, so he didn't buy an ordinary capture bottle. Soon Zhao Yuan made a decision. Anyway, he was strong enough. No matter how precious the white fox was, it was just icing on the cake. It's better to take a risk and explore. Anyway, he can quit at any time, so the danger is not great. Zhao Yuan continued to climb up the vast giant tree, and he saw a huge black shadow blocking the light. Isn't this a lair? I said why the light below is so dim. Zhao Yuan climbed up for 300 meters, and finally reached the end. These giant trees turned out to be pillars, used to support the nest at the top. It would be great if I could bring Ku Zhaoqing with me. In this situation, if you open Hades' invisibility cap, you will definitely get a big harvest. Zhao Yuan climbed to the edge of the nest, which was a magnificent wooden nest made of huge branches. A phoenix that existed in mythology and classics shook the clouds and landed inside the nest. Real phoenix. A real phoenix. At a glance, it's all, and you can't see the specific attributes at all. Zhao Yuan was extremely thankful that he hid in the crevices of huge tree branches. If he was discovered by a huge phoenix hundreds of meters away, he would have no choice but to exit the secret realm and return empty-handed. The phoenix has mainly crimson feathers, and the sides of the wings are blue, and some parts even have a small amount of multicolored feathers. The terrifying coercion of the king of birds made Zhao Yuan feel as if his heart stopped beating. Gorgeous, shocking, mythical, magnificent. These words immediately surfaced in Zhao Yuan's mind. He immediately realized where the good fortune lies. This is the pet secret realm, inhabited by phoenixes. There must be young phoenix cubs. This is definitely a great fortune. Zhao Yuan was ecstatic in his heart. All he had to do now was to wait. Anyway, there was no time limit in the pet secret realm. As long as the phoenix above left, Zhao Yuan would have a chance to find phoenix cubs in Nuoda's real phoenix nest. Zhao Yuan waited for 2 hours, but still did not see Feng Wang leave. The outside teammates were confused. Zhao Yuan has been in for 2 hours now. With his own defense value and the rules that the pet secret realm can be forcibly exited at any time. Even if it's the golden pet secret realm, it's impossible to stop Zhao Yuan. Zhang Wen said. Yun Ning. After entering the secret realm, the communication function is temporarily turned off. Did Zhao Yuan stay in the secret realm on purpose? What is he looking for? A small snake with white scales and red pupils hovered around Shu Yuxian's shoulder. This was a purple quality pet he had captured. What Zhang Wen captured was a purple quality rabbit, which was an auxiliary pet. Forget it, Zhao Yuan must have his own plan. He can't be in danger. Maybe he found something that needs to wait. Yun Ning finally analyzed. The 5 teammates except Zhao Yuan joined the Pterosaur Cavalry Corps. Zhang Fengwu and Ku Zhaoqing were covered by Yunning's 5 halos, and their combat power soared. Because returning to the blue halo, for Zhang Fengwu, restores the value of internal force, although he has the S-level 9 Sun scripture exercises, and he rarely suffers from a lack of internal force. But with the halo of returning to magic, Zhang Fengwu can continuously release the profound moves. For example, the internal force palm strength of Chenkin Danuo, the sword move of Dugu 9 swords, the external release of internal force of 9 Sun scripture, and the active increase of dodge rate of Lingbo Weibu. Ku Zhaoqing and Zhang Fengwu privately said, "This halo ability user is simply too terrifying. Covered by her halo, I feel that the combat power has increased by more than 3 times. Now there is no need to drink the magic potion. And this experience aura and blood-sucking aura are a bit too heaven-defying. Now it's 12% blood-sucking and 70% experience points." Zhang Fengwu also said in a private message, "We still have to be cautious, people's hearts are unpredictable." Although the two of us saved Zhao Yuan once, Xu Yushan was about to rush to the battlefield at that time. Even if we don't arrive, Xu Yushan can still drive the tank to smash the foundation of the city wall and save Zhao Yuan. Our arrival is nothing more than making the battle less suspenseful. Hades' invisibility cap. In an instant, the pterosaur cavalry of the 1W unit was instantly invisible, and after entering the combat state, it was still able to maintain the invisible for 3 seconds. The general invisibility is to fall into a combat state, and the invisibility effect will be forcibly cancelled. Zhao Yuan waited for 5 full hours in the gap of the huge wooden nest. He didn't dare to stretch out his head to check. If the phoenix found out, he would miss this fortune. But at this time, Zhao Yuan heard the distant and ethereal phoenix cry, and his magnificent body jumped into the sky, disappearing among the dense clouds. Zhao Yuan's heart was beating wildly. He still waited for a few more minutes, and after confirming that the phoenix was far away, he quickly climbed up to the nest. Look around for traces of living things. Finally, in the very center of the nest, Zhao Yuan saw a small nest made of various top materials. "It must be here," Zhao Yuan said firmly. Zhao Yuan then saw 3 young phoenixes only about the size of a fist in the nest, wearing red and gold feathers. Zhao Yuan immediately took out the light gold quality capture bottle, and a huge silhouette appeared in the clouds behind. This was Feng Wang's awareness of the abnormality. There was an extra round of scorching sun on the blue sky. Zhao Yuan used the light gold capture bottle while turning on the active effect of the indestructible golden body. Zhao Yuan was scorched by the scorching sun on the sky for a second, and his blood volume suddenly decreased by 97%. He activated the active effect of the madman, and regardless of whether the capture was successful or not, he chose to exit the secret realm. The capture is successful, and the player has obtained the Phoenix Infancy. Ha! I almost died. Is the extra scorching sun in the air just a skill of the Phoenix? I was almost killed by an instant at such a distance. This still activates the effect of the indestructible golden body and the madman. If you die in the secret realm, it is also a real death. Zhao Yuan calmed down his fear and opened the pet panel. Phoenix. Quality. Golden upgradable during evolution. Stage. Infancy. Level. LV1. Health. 9,000. Mana. 6,000. Power. 3,000. Constitution. 4,000. Agility. 3,000. Intelligence. 4,000. Skills. Immortality. Nirvana. As far as Zhao Yuan knows, the quality of pets cannot be changed, although from infancy to growth, they will gain a lot of attribute upgrades and new skills. But quality determines the upper limit of pets. This phoenix turned out to be a growth pet. After reaching level 20, you can use low-level evolution stones to improve the quality above gold. Zhao Yuan began to check the initial skills of this phoenix. Immortality. Phoenix has the bloodline of immortality, and every time it is killed, it can be revived 3 days later. Nirvana. After the phoenix's HP is cleared, it will enter the shell form for 3 minutes. In this form, the defense value and health value will increase. After 3 minutes, the shell form will not be killed, and it will be resurrected with full blood, and all attributes will be doubled. After leaving the battle, the additional attributes of Nirvana Rebirth will return to normal. Zhao Yuan glanced at the skill introduction, and instantly understood the power of Phoenix. When the Phoenix's health bar is emptied, it will transform into a Phoenix egg. The enemy cannot break the phoenix egg within 3 minutes, and the phoenix will be reborn to nirvana, doubling all of its attributes. Even if the enemy breaks the phoenix egg, it can still be resurrected with the undead skill after 3 days. That is to say, the phoenix has succeeded in nirvana many times, and all attributes will be continuously doubled and superimposed. Combined with the attack skills acquired later, it will be extremely terrifying. And the level of the pet cannot exceed the level of the owner. Zhao Yuan can't wait to join the guild legion and upgrade with the phoenix pet. The player has led the guild forces to kill the strongest creatures outside Qingyan town, and unified the town forces, which has triggered the hidden mechanism. The Guild of Deceitful Soldiers will enter the National Guild War Matching Channel, and will encounter attacks from guilds in other countries. The victory of the guild battle in the cross-border region will be rewarded with lucky points. Hidden mechanism. Now, can the soldiers be matched by town guilds in other countries? It's no wonder that the 5 guilds fought desperately against each other before. Did they know that after they unified the power of the town, they could trigger the hidden mechanism? Zhao Yuan opened the guild panel, and indeed there was an additional option of country matching, and the town forces could only attack each other with the forces in the towns. That is to say, the 2 sides can't exceed level 30 at most. Zhao Yuan even saw the guild names of Sakura Country, Beautiful Country, and White Bear Country, and he can initiate a guild war by consuming 1 battle order. Zhao Yuan teleported into the guild's garrison, took a pterosaur guarding the guild, and chased after the large army. Zhao Yuan arrived on the battlefield half an hour later. After the Balrog battle, 6,000 plus pterosaur cavalry died, plus the 5,000 plus pterosaurs left behind in the guild building. There were only 20,000 units on the battlefield. Without the protective barrier of the new guild, enough troops must be left to guard the guild's garrison. Phoenix, as a friendly unit, can also enjoy Yunning's 5-level halo. With the addition of Experience Halo, it will soon reach level 20 and evolve into a growth stage. Yun Ning asked curiously, "Why have you stayed in the secret realm for so long?" "Wait, your pet is actually a golden phoenix. Could it be that you hid in the secret realm for 5 hours just to capture this divine beast?" Teammates can view the general attributes of the phoenix, but cannot see the specific skill introduction of the phoenix. Zhao Yuan nodded and replied, "I almost died in the secret realm. I found a phoenix's wooden nest and waited for the master to leave before sneaking up to the nest to capture the young phoenix." Gold quality. White, green, blue, purple, light gold, and then gold. Zhang Wen said excitedly. "Zhao Yuan, this is a growth-type pet. The golden color is only the rank of the weakest period. Every time the phoenix evolves, its own quality will increase by 1 rank." Zhao Yuan let the phoenix move within 100 meters of himself, because he activated the Shield of the Oath, and all the damage suffered by friendly units within 100 meters will be borne by himself. But Zhao Yuan thought about it carefully. It would be better to let the phoenix die once, and after Nirvana is reborn, all attributes will be doubled. Anyway, with the immortality skill, no matter how bad it is, this phoenix will be resurrected. Zhao Yuan casually threw the phoenix into the pile of monsters. Although it was a golden pet, it was only level 1 after all. It didn't have any attack skills and could only use normal attacks. At this time, Zhang Fengwu was dressed in white, shrouded in a 5-fold halo, and the S-level 9 Sun's manual released internal power outwards, and he could blast out fiery punches with just a single punch. SS level 6 Vein Sword. Zhang Fengwu catapulted his fingers, and pulse swords formed purely from the compression of true energy shot out, piercing through a large number of Lord level and Overlord level creatures. Zhang, clank, sword chi of different colors shot out from Zhang Fengwu's fingertips, with a range of 500 meters. You must know that as a melee fighter, he can have a range of 500 meters, which is already outrageous. SS level universe teleportation. Zhang Fengwu turned his fingers into palms, and stretched out his palms in an elegant posture. All the monsters within 1,000 meters were bombarded by the invisible inner force. The waist was the dividing point, and the body was forcibly moved into 2 halves. Zhang Fengwu doesn't wear armor, but wears more flexible civilian clothes. His own defense is actually very low, but they have S-level Lingbaoibu, and their footwork is supernatural. Thousands of monsters surround him to attack, but they are not caught. Touch it. Zhao Yuan's pet phoenix began to kill ferocious beasts continuously, and his experience value continued to increase. Under Zhao Yuan's deliberate control, the phoenix triggered the Nirvana skill 3 times, and its all attributes tripled. Level 20 Lord Monster. On the other hand, Ku Zhaoqing used the SS level Last Supper skill to make the eyes, arms, and belly buttons of the beast come back to life one after another, betraying the master. A LV-30 Overlord creature, with its own eyes, eyelashes, hands and feet growing out of each sharp claw, breaks itself off, and then launches a fatal attack on the master. And this ability has a wide range of effects. When Ku Zhaoqing encounters a powerful monster, he uses SS level Saints to attack a single target, which can also quickly resolve the battle. With a team of 6 people participating in the battle, the Pterosaur cavalry suffered 0 battle damage from morning to night. And under the halo of Yun Ning's experience, everyone has gained a lot of experience. 7K Wen Gua, Zhang Wen, Yun Ning, and Xu Yushan have all increased by 1 level, reaching level 25, and have obtained brand new skills. Yun Ning obtained an SS level crit aura, which provides a 0.5% crit rate at level 1. With the continuous improvement of the skill level, it can even reach a crit rate of more than 50% in the end. Zhang Wen obtained an SS level bone self-destruct skill. As the name suggests, the selected bone unit will be self-destructed, and the lethality is terrible. But the price is also very heavy. It is a desperate fight at the last moment. Since the king-level Balrog that he killed before had no bones, and his body was full of flowing magma, the strongest in Zhang Wen's hands was the king-level ghost-faced demon. Xu Yushan obtained an SS-level teleportation sight skill, which is quite heaven-defying. Teleportation point devices can be manufactured artificially. As the skill level increases, the number of people teleported and the interval time will be greatly optimized. This skill has strategic significance. It can instantly send a large number of troops to the designated position in the later stage. It is similar to Ku Zhaoqing's Hades invisibility cap. And Xu Yuxian's S-level transformation and upgrade can also be applied to mechanical teleportation points. Zhao Yuan opened up his battle message. Killing the target triggers the talent, hundreds of millions of times proficiency, and the current acquisition multiplier is 28 times. Kill the target, and get a total of 46 W experience points *75%. Gain a total of 230,000 skill proficiency points *27 times. SSS level anti-armor, sword drawn taunt, lunatic, sanction windbreaker, copperhead and iron back increased by 2 levels, and the oath shield increased by 7 levels. With the improvement of skills and the addition of various passive effects, Zhao Yuan's blood volume and defense value have increased significantly, especially the blood volume, which has reached 760,000 points after being equipped with blue costumes. The level 9 Oath Shield has a damage range of 300 meters, and all attacks on friendly units within this range will be borne by Zhao Yuan. The passive damage reduction attribute has reached 6%. The pet, Phoenix, has been upgraded to level 6, and a total of 1,200,000 points of guild materials and 100,000 points of guild funds have been obtained, and the average level of the arms is plus 1.2. It was almost dark after the fight, and the Pterosaur Cavalry Legion returned to the guild station. The troops were busy eating food to replenish their hunger, and Zhao Yuan saw Xu Yushan practicing his new skills. Xu Yushan opened his mouth and said, "Now it is a level 3 teleportation site, which can teleport 30 people at one time, and the next teleportation can be carried out after an interval of 3 minutes. But the limitation is that I need to go to the target location in person." A disc-shaped mechanical product appeared in Xu Yuxian's hand. After it was placed on the ground, the mechanical disc expanded, and inside it was a light similar to that of a teleportation point. I need to place a teleportation point at point A, and then rush to point B to place a second teleportation point before I can actually teleport. It's just a two-way transmission. As long as the machine is not destroyed, these transmission points can always take effect. As the skill level increases, the upper limit of the number of teleportation points placed at the same time will also increase. Now I can only place 2 teleportation points at the same time. Zhao Yuan opened his mouth and analyzed. Divine skills, undoubted divine skills. Our pterodactyl cavalry needs to fly a lot of time on the road every day. Why don't we place a teleportation point in place before returning to the guild, and then place a teleportation point in the guild, so that we can save a lot of time the next day? Yun Ning also added, the skill of this teleportation point can also play a big role in large-scale battles. Afterwards, everyone prepared to go to the arena together, and before Zhao Yuan left, he converted all the guild materials into arms. Only then did he realize that he didn't even buy the attribute points in the second-tier mall, and the previous competitive coins were used to buy the unit's reincarnation talisman. Regional announcement. A catastrophic event has occurred. The Night Devil is coming. Night Demon is a special monster active in the Dark Night, possessing intelligence not weaker than human beings, and will launch a massacre against Qingyan Town in the next 3 nights. The catastrophe event occurred, the safety zone and the teleportation point failed. In Zhao Yuan's backpack, there is also a troop mobilization tiger amulet, which can mobilize the guild's troops in a critical moment. The whole town is in a state of panic, because it is night, and the monster's attributes will increase by 100%. Moreover, the Qingxi city wall has collapsed, and the current Qingyan town seems to be a window that leaks air, which cannot stop the night demon at all. All the players in Qingyan town woke up and rushed to the foundation of the city wall. Zhao Yuan and 6 people also came here. Zhang Fengwu said, Night demon invasion. There is no cataclysmic event that I have heard of, and it will last for 3 days. The difficulty must be getting higher and higher every day. Ku Zhaoqing said casually, as many kills as you come, the rewards of battlefield points will always be richer than imagined. Zhao Yuan looked at the deep darkness in the distance and said, that's right, if we form a team of 6, king-level creatures can easily be killed. Even existences beyond the king level may not be able to stop the 6 of us. Standing on Zhao Yuan's shoulder was a gorgeous scarlet bird with peacock-like tail feathers. The juvenile phoenix was already eye-catching. Soon, players and town guards formed a battle formation near the foundation of the city wall. Since the city wall was gone, they used the nearby red-painted buildings as cover. Zhou Heng walked over to Zhao Yuan and said, you have unified the power of the entire town, what hidden mechanism have you unlocked? Zhao Yuan replied, it is to be able to match with guilds of the same level in other countries, and to get a lot of precious rewards after victory. Zhou Heng, it turns out that the hidden mechanism is like this. This time the night demon invades, I guess it depends on you. We miscellaneous soldiers probably won't be able to defend the first wave. Zhao Yuan smiled and said, a first-rate powerhouse at level 30, a first-rate powerhouse at level 29 is more than enough to protect himself. Zhou Heng was killed by Zhao Yuan, so he dropped to level 29, and he hasn't been upgraded yet. After about 5 minutes, a pair of scarlet pupils appeared in the dark night, and the night demon used all 4 limbs to quickly approach Qingyan town. The battlefield scoreboard has been opened, and after the 3-day catastrophe event ends, you can redeem rewards according to the points. In the state of night, all attributes of monsters plus 100%. Night Devil, Quality, Overlord, Level, LV 30. Health Value, 50W. Magic Value, 6W. Strength, 8,000. Constitution, 7,000. Agility, 9,000. Intelligence, 5,000. Skills, Leap, Capture, Assimilate. Li Sheng exclaimed, isn't this attribute too high? In the Dark Night state, all attributes are doubled. Originally, the blood volume was only 25W, and it directly reached 50W. The highest agility attribute is 9,000 points. It is against this overlord alone. Super Night Demon, I will surely die. Zhang Fengwu said, these monsters are really tricky in the dark, but it's fun to kill them like this. Thousands of night demons with all their attributes doubled in the dark state rushed towards Qingyan town. This is a kind of agile monster with a fast movement speed. It has dark red skin, ferocious minions, and a tongue similar to a snake letter. Fly. Yi Mo slammed forward and flew more than 40 meters away. Zhao Yuan directly started to taunt with his sword and mocked all the Yi Mos present. A large number of night demons flew towards Zhao Yuan, ready to gnaw off his head, but Zhao Yuan turned on the sanctioning windbreaker and stood there, and a large number of night demons were burned by black flames. Or pierced by the true damage of anti-armor. Although all attributes are doubled in the dark state, it still cannot break Zhao Yuan's defense. Zhao Yuan blocked all the night demons alone. The other 5 teammates stayed near Zhao Yuan, because the oath range of 300 meters can be regarded as a safe area, and staying near Zhao Yuan is the safest position. Especially a halo like Yun Ning who has no fighting ability. Zhao Yuan found that his burn damage and anti-armor damage could trigger the critical strike effect under the critical strike aura. However, the current level of the crit aura is still too low. Battle information. Turn on the Sanction Windbreaker, causing 5.6W severe burn damage to enemy units at a distance of 2,600 meters per second. Trigger a critical strike, causing 11.2W severe burn damage. 13,440 points of blood have been sucked. Blood has been sucked. With Zhao Yuan's attributes, one person is enough to destroy the night demon in the state of darkness, but a shrill scream came from behind. Yun Ning said, Yemo's flying skills can span a long distance, they can completely cross the mountain and enter Qingyan Town from all directions. There are still many incompetent NPCs in Qingyan Town, and they were attacked. Different from the previous Beast Tide, the Beast Tide can only choose one direction, the current Yemo can climb the mountain, even Zhao Yuan can't stop at all. But by gathering everyone together in advance, Zhao Yuan can protect most of them. Zhao Yuan said to the other teammates, you go hunting the night demons in the back, and just leave it to me alone. Yunning stays here, with the oath shield, she can't be injured. Zhang Wen nodded and said, okay. Let's split up and hunt down as many night demons as possible to reduce casualties. When Zhou Heng and others saw the frontal battlefield, Zhao Yuan alone was enough, so they led a large number of players and rushed back to the residential area to kill the night demon. Fortunately, Yunning's aura range is large enough that even if they are far away from Yunning, most players can still cover the 6-layered aura. Before leaving, Xu Yushan placed a teleportation device, and then drove a mechanical tank into Qingyan Town. Zhao Yuan did not use the Tiger Talisman item, because the night demon invasion lasted for 3 consecutive days, and he only had the last piece left in his hand, and he had to use it on the last day. Zhao Yuan leisurely threw the young phoenix into the night demon pile, released the effect of the oath on the phoenix, let its HP be emptied, entered the egg form, and then applied the oath shield effect to the phoenix egg. Even if tens of thousands of night demons with doubled all attributes attack Zhao Yuan, his HP is still full, and the madman can recover the lost HP in an instant. Catch. The night demon opened its huge fangs, and the snake-like tongue stretched out and wrapped around Zhao Yuan's neck over a distance of 20 meters, trying to drag Zhao Yuan over to eat it. But Zhao Yuan was unmoved, and stood there, talking with Yun Ning. A large number of night demons died every second, which became the battlefield points for the two. In Qingyan Town, countless night demons crossed the mountain, swooped into the town, and used their capture skills to drag the NPC away. Then, using the assimilation skill, he got into the flesh and blood of the NPC and replaced the NPC. The 4 of Zhang Wen were very confident in their own strength, so the 4 of them separated. Zhang Fengwu held the Qingfeng and jumped directly on the eaves of the towering buildings. He has an S-level Lingbaoibu, and he can even run on the wall, or step on the air to borrow strength. All the night demons he encountered were decapitated by him with a single sword. Although they were night demons in the dark night state, Zhang Fengwu's damage was terrible enough. The internal force attributes of the S-level 9 Sun's Manual and the SS level Great Shift of the Universe can be superimposed, and Zhang Fengwu now has 20 years of deep internal force. S-level 6 Vein Sword. Zhang Fengwu shot out streaks of mottled sword energy, piercing the head of the night demon who was eating humans. Zhang Fengwu slaughtered all the way and saved many players and NPCs, but he didn't realize that he was surrounded. Thousands of night devils suddenly appeared, using the capture and flying skills towards him from all directions. Zhang Fengwu slammed on the eaves with his right foot, and quickly raised himself up, avoiding a large number of night demons' pounces. At the same time, the sword in his hand flew and cut off hundreds of long tongues. Thousands of night devils were waiting for him to fall below. Zhang Fengwu stomped on the air, raised his position again, and pushed out a palm from top to bottom. The majestic internal force was released, knocking down the houses below, and crushing all the night demons into meat sauce. 7K Wen Gua. After doing all this, Zhang Fengwu is still able to do a job with ease. The ancient martial arts itself is a type of high sensitivity and high attack. These are all small scenes. But what Zhang Fengwu didn't know was that the pupils of several NPCs and players he rescued turned blood red for a moment, and then returned to normal. For the 6 members of the team, the night monsters in this dark night state are still not enough to see, but for ordinary players, these night monsters are simply nightmares, the intensity is too high, and many players have been killed. Even Zhou Hang needs to blast out thunder light continuously, attacking more than 10 times in a row, in order to kill a night demon of the overlord level. In many shadowy corners, the players were assimilated by night demons, eating the players' flesh and blood, and then putting on human skins. Zhang Wen turned on the bone demon possession, and easily killed a large number of overlord-level night demons. Xu Yushan drove a mechanical tank to crush crazily, and fixed a turret to shoot wildly, is invincible. The magic bubble double once every 3 seconds, plus the advanced invisibility effect, even Zhao Yuan found it difficult to deal with. She took out a piece of matches and used the S-rank little match girl. Created a large-scale hallucination effect, allowing a large number of night devils to attack and eat each other. In the illusion they saw, other night devils looked like humans. A night demon with golden eyes hides in the shadows, and uses the capture skill to capture the mayor. Swallowing up the mayor's flesh and putting on the mayor's skin, it's the same as the previous mayor's performance. The night demon invasion lasted for 6 hours, as if it were endless, and it didn't quickly recede until the sky turned blue. With the existence of Zhao Yuan's team, Qingyan Town's losses are very small. If there were no Zhao Yuan and 6 people, maybe in the first wave of night demon invasion, more than 60% of the players would die. The battlefield standings at this time are: first, Yunning 600 points. Second, Zhao 500 Yuan points. Third, Zhang Fengwu 400 points. Fourth, Zhang Wen 400 points. And Zhao Yuan, wearing the aura of experience, stepped into level 27 without any surprise, and gained a lot of skill proficiency at the same time. The Shield of the Oath reached level 20, and the damage reduction effect reached 11.5%. Battle information. 450,000 experience points *90% have been obtained. 7k Wen Xiao. The player's personal level is increased to level 27, the strength and physical attributes are increased by 40 points, and the agility and intelligence attributes are increased by 10 points. Killing a ferocious beast triggers the talent, hundreds of millions of times proficiency, the current multiplier is 29 times. Gain a total of 32W * 29 times, skill proficiency, SSS level anti-armor, sword drawing taunt, lunatic, sanction windbreaker, Copperhead and Iron Back increased by 5 levels, and the Oath Shield increased by 11 levels. Zhao Yuan's unique talent, billion times proficiency, has been superimposed to 29 times, and the skills that are more than level 80 will soon reach the full level of level 100. Skills peak after level 100, and skills can be awakened, but Zhao Yuan doesn't know the details. He only knows that after successful awakening, skills will undergo qualitative changes. Pet Juvenile Phoenix has been promoted to level 11, and has acquired the skill, Phoenix Blood. Phoenix Blood restores 50% of the HP of a single target, with a cooling time of 7 minutes. 50% of the healing amount, 50% of Zhao Yuan's blood volume, is almost 400,000 points. Even a very powerful priest, it is difficult to reach the healing amount of 400,000 within 10 minutes. For Zhao Yuan, this is another trump card to save his life. Zhao Yuan is extremely difficult to kill. Halfway through the fight, Zhao Yuan's HP will directly recover to 50%. How can he fight? At this time, Zhao Yuan's property panel is: Name, Zhao Yuan. Level, LV27, 16%, 100%. HP, 80W. Mana, 3100. Strength, 550. Constitution, 1060. Agility, 185. Intelligence, 186. Physical attack, 3320. Physical defense, 120W. Magic defense, 120W. Talent, Eternal Blessing, unique. Hundreds of millions of proficiency, unique. The current proficiency acquisition multiple is 29.0 times. Cornerstone ability, Anti-Armor LV92 SSS level. Madman LV92 SSS level. Copperhead and Ironback LV65 SSS level, double defense plus 96W, 1.8 seconds does not break the golden body effect. Skill. Draw a knife and taunt LV92 SSS level, the range of sarcasm is 3,700 meters, the duration of sarcasm is 30 seconds, and the priority is increased. Sanction Windbreaker LV69 SSS level, passive effect, 1500 meters range burning field. Active effects. Oath Shield LV20 SSS level, the range of the oath is 700 meters, and the passive increase reduces damage by 11.5%. Copper coins. 100,584W. Competition coins. 15 pieces. Magic weapon. Thick soil bell LV37 blue. Fashion. Block fashion blue. Accessory. Zisha ring purple. Life bracelet deep purple. Pet. Phoenix infant. 120W dual defense plus 80W blood volume, and the effect of the oath shield has reached 700 meters, and after a while, it can even cover the entire pterodactyl cavalry army. In the future, Zhao Yuan will bear all the attacks suffered by pterosaurs. After all, the damage borne cannot break the defense, and even 1 point of HP cannot be deducted. However, the priority of SSS level anti-armor is very high, and all attacks can still be dealt with. Fang launched a retaliation. The teleportation device in front of Zhao Yuan glowed with a fluorescent white halo, and it continued to expand outwards. 5 seconds later, Shu Yuxian's figure walked out of it. It's similar to the teleportation point in the town, and there is no safety hazard in the entire teleportation process. Shu Yushan said. Even if the device at one end is damaged during the transmission, it will only cause the transmission to fail, and the personnel will return to the original place safely. It's only level 7 now, only 90 people can be teleported at a time, and an interval of 3 minutes is required before the next teleportation can take place. Zhang Fengwu flew over the eaves of the building, and the second came back here, and said, "Can I go back to sleep now? After playing all night, the dark circles under my eyes will come out." Yun Ning was full of energy, and she directly set up a tent for sale in the system mall near Zhao Yuan. Within the scope of Zhao Yuan's oath shield, it was comparable to a safe zone. She slept peacefully and just woke up not long ago. Zhao Yuan said, "Everyone go to the inn to rest. Originally, I wanted to play a level 30 dungeon. But the night demon invasion will last for 3 days, and you can enter the level 30 dungeon. Normal people even need 20 days to pass the level." The team members just wanted to return to the inn to rest when they received a regional announcement. Sakura Kingdom's 4th level guild, Luo Tran, launched a guild war against Sha's 4th level guild, Tianbing. Deceitful soldiers have no right to refuse to fight. Not only members of the guild can see this announcement, Qingyan Town and several nearby towns can also see it. Zhao Yuan frowned and said, "Does this mean that we know that we are being invaded by night demons, so we forcibly use the war order to distract us from dealing with it?" The corner of Zhang Wen's mouth twitched and said, "It's Sakura country again, the last 2 assassinations were also carried out by Sakura country." Yun Ning analyzed, "Fortunately, we have a mage tower. If we just defend the city, it should be easier." Zhou Heng came from behind and said, "This is the hidden mechanism behind the unification of town power. You have been targeted by Sakura Kingdom." Zhao Yuan replied, "Not only do we need to unify the power of the town, but we also need to kill the strongest beast hidden outside the town, that is, the Balrog, to activate this mechanism." Zhang Fengwu rubbed his chin and said, "That is to say, this Luojia guild also unified the forces in the town where it was located and killed the strongest beasts outside the town. It must be very strong." Zhao Yuan, "Let's enter the guild first." The rules of the guild battle seemed to have changed a lot this time. Zhou Heng hurriedly said, "Wait a minute, I will lead Mylan's old team to join you temporarily. This is a guild battle between different countries, the victory or defeat is also related to the honor of the 2 countries." Wang Hansheng also added, "I don't want to see you lose to Sakura country, I will join temporarily." Zhao Yuan spread his hands and said, "It's late, this guild battle has already started, so there is no way to add new members. There are 300,000 members in this guild, and I only have 6 members." Not only Qingyan Town is discussing the war between the 4-level guilds of the 2 countries, but other surrounding towns have also seen this regional announcement. Because the conditions for triggering the hidden mechanism are very harsh, the strongest guilds in most towns cannot unlock this hidden mechanism. This 4th level guild can still fight across borders. Isn't it only the top 13th level guilds that can fight each other on the national battlefield? Who knows, and it was the Sakura Kingdom who took the initiative to attack us. The Guild of Deceitful Soldiers should be able to resist, right? My Sha country is full of talents, and I will definitely be able to defeat the opponent. If these Sha country players knew that there were only 6 members in the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers, they would probably feel their hearts tremble. And Qingyan town is being invaded by night demons for 3 days. Lu Qingjun apparently informed the Sakura Kingdom of this information, and the Sakura Kingdom wants Zhao Yuan and others to suffer from the enemy. Zhao Yuan said, victorious in the guild battle in the transnational area, you can get the precious luck value attribute. Yun Ning, on the opposite side, is a guild that also dominates the power of the entire town, and has 300,000 members. Fortunately, we have also accumulated a lot of guild funds during this period, and we can build the Mage Tower again. As for upgrading the Mage Tower to the 2nd level, the funds spent are too high. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.